Hello everyone and welcome to a Wednesday stream of Foundry. And I should probably mention it is November the 5th over here, so there may be a few subtle explosion noises in the background. I also don't seem to have game noises. What's going on there? Is that just my headphones aren't loud enough? Yes, it is. Just some headphones aren't loud enough. Okay, that's fine. Then we can deal with that. Right, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Let me just sort of prevaricate around a little bit, getting everything sorted out, because today has been a little bit on the hectic side of sort of running home and then trying to get everything ready in for the stream and shove some food in my face and that sort of thing. So, right, Foundry, yes, what's going on here? So last time, I built up an area over here that is now making my purple science packs, and they are dribbling along the belt at a not very satisfactory rate, or even a very Foundry rate, come to think of it. So they're coming along here a bit too slowly, and that is basically because there's not enough copper coming in over here to make the electronic components, to make the robot parts, to make the science packs. So that needs a bit of a kicking in the copper area to try and get things flowing a little bit more quickly. And this belt is very, very empty. So I suspect what's happening is that it's being split far too many times over here before it's actually getting over to this part of the factory. So let's go and give that a poking. Yeah, over here we're getting Right, so we have a yellow belt coming out here, and then that's being split off for the bus and for little robot guys here, and then whatever's left is going over to the science production, and there's quite a lot of science required. So I think this is going to need a little bit of an upgrade, or perhaps even an additional belt. So as I recall, there was an additional one coming out of here that shouldn't be needed anymore because I've stopped making the green circuits over here. How are we getting on? There's 1, 2, 3 belts coming out here, and we should have about 6. But 2 of them are being combined into that one. So that's 4. Where are the other ones? Let's go down this hole and have a look. Can we go down the hole, please? Come on. Whenever I don't want to fall in a hole, I do, and whenever I do, I don't. Right, here we go. So over here, right, there's, oh, I see, there's one going off underneath there, off to be made into more robots, fine. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more coming through here, but 2 of them are being combined into this green belt over here. That said, this is the one, so this is the one that's going off to science. It must be, because it's the one that's flowing solidly, and science definitely will take everything it can get. And then this one is going a little bit stuttery, so maybe that means we can go and get some more out of that. But does this add up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Right. So this is all of the copper that's coming over from the new production system. But since this belt is stuttering, I guess that means we can steal a bit from it without feeling too guilty. So let's try and get back out of here again. And go, you don't actually need all of this copper. So let's do some fiddling over here. So I'm going to need, no, not that big a drill. I'm going to need dig a little bit more hole here, and then that can come up to, yes, up to here. Then I'll put in, this is really loud around here. I'm going to turn my headphones back down a little bit after turning them up because I couldn't hear anything at all. Right, so now if I put in a splitter here like this, then we can tell it to output priority to that side, and then run this round here like this. To there and no, not there. Stop that. To there, and then like that. And then if I remove this piece, hello. Oh, my game uncaptured the mouse for a moment. That's not ideal. There we go. Capture that and remove that and that. Then I can stick in another piece there. Up comes the copper, and it goes around this way, and all is well. Now, that means there's going to be a little bit of spare copper, at least once this backs up again. There we go. Now we've got a little bit of spare copper here, which we can combine with this belt. I guess well, no, let's get another ramp and put that in. You're not a ramp. You're a ramp. Put you in there. Then we have some more belt coming across here, and then up here we take out a couple of pieces of this, and we can put in another splitter, but this is going to be a green one because we're going to be upgrading the belt from here onwards, because this is hopefully, well, because we've got a yellow belt coming up on the right hand one, And we're going to hopefully have a little bit more coming up on the left-hand one. So there we go. That's a little bit more capacity, but I do need to do some upgrading now. So we'll take this conveyor belt here and we'll upgrade that. And I guess we'll upgrade that if we've got enough, which we seem to have so far. And I will also need to upgrade this guy and this guy, or there is no point, and this guy. Hang on, why are you even a splitter? Let's unsplitter that. And then we'll put that in there. And I'll upgrade this belt because why not? And yes, I have dropped down a tier at this point, partly because I think I'm running out of green, or I have virtually run out of green, but also just because I think anything more than that to be a bit unnecessary at this point. So, how's that doing? If we look over here, we can see, yeah, we're not even getting a full green belt through here because this isn't a full yellow belt. This one's a full yellow belt, so we're getting half of a green belt on this one, and then we're getting another maybe another quarter of a green belt here. So this is about 3/4. Some of it's getting dribbled off that way to go and make things, buildings and stuff, and then the rest is coming over this way. Have I got all of the audio? Oh, right, working properly. Yes, I have. Okay, I had a sudden panic because I saw a thing was muted, but it's the other microphone, the one that would plug into my headset if I actually had one on. Right, so now we've got a bit more copper coming along here. These belts are not being completely filled, so at the moment this seems to kind of be enough. And then along here, how far did the yellow go? Okay, it went to here. Let's at least put in an additional one there. And you know what? Let's carry on. Why did it only? Oh, I've run out of yellow belts. Let's go and get some yellow belts. Yeah. And I've got belts being made in here somewhere. Yes, there we go. Belt 2. We'll grab some from here. And you know what? Let's go and grab more 2s and more 3s. So that's over here. That was quite a good jump. I'm pretty pleased with that. So we'll take all of those, and then we'll come around here and take all of these. Right, so I've now got a good amount of belts. How am I doing for splitters? I've got loads of splitters there, and I've got a decent number of tier 3 ramps as well. So I think we're good for those. And then back over here again. Where did I get to? Oh yes, about here. So I want to upgrade that guy because that got missed for reasons, and then all of that because there's no point in doing a little part of a belt, because the belt is going to be limited by wherever the slowest part of the belt is. That said, it only comes to over here, so now look at that, we now have a solid red belt going in here, which is significantly more. Now, I don't know if that's going to be enough. We're going to need to leave this a little while to catch up, but I think I got the ratios right along here, and hopefully this is, yeah, we've got all the machines running now, so that suggests we've got enough copper coming in, and we've not got all the machines running over here yet, but I'm cautiously optimistic, because as I say, I think I've probably made the right number of them. Hello, regular. Welcome to the stream. I was starting to worry that nobody was going to join me, but I know it's my fault, because I started the stream a little bit late and announced it a little bit late as well, because today was a bit hectic, getting back in time and trying to feed myself and then start the stream. But yeah, it's good to have you here. Not too much. I came over here and I had a look at the purple science, because it was being made far too slowly, and said, why is the purple science being made far too slowly? It's because there's no copper coming in over here. So I've been tinkering with the copper at the moment, sort of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic essentially, trying to get a bit more coming in over here so we can get there we go. We've now got enough copper by the looks of it. Yes, that's backed up to get what is hopefully going to be the right number of electronic components coming out here in order to make the right number of robot parts over here, and we've got most of the machines working, and it's kind of hard to tell. Do I have any in my inventory I can chuck in here? No. Okay, well, we'll see how that. We'll see, but hopefully, as I say, I think I did the maths when I set this all up, so all of these machines should be in the correct ratios. We should get everything coming through that we need now that we have enough copper being fed in. So I'm cautiously optimistic, and we'll probably come back later and have another look. At the moment we seem to have plenty of pistons, but that's because we have a shortage of robot components. But the robot components are improving. I think we're going to be making them faster now, because we've got more machines making all the bits that go into them. So, oh yeah, no, we've still got 2 machines not working. I could just copy and paste this block and have twice as many electronic components, and then we'd fill this up quite quickly. But hopefully, oh there we go. They're now sneaking past that one, and they'll be going into this machine's input buffer, and now this one is running. So I think we are getting there. It's just loading quite a lot into the input buffer. It's taking in 12 into each machine before it lets any more go on to the next one, which is quite greedy, but also kind of makes sense. So there we go. They're being fed through into the penultimate machine now. So it's going. It is. I was going to say it's filling its buffer up. It's not. It's only got one at the moment, but I think that is quite close. I'm prepared to leave that for a bit, go away, and then come back later and see how it's getting on, because I think there is a reasonable chance it's going to be okay. And then as those start to dribble round over here and we start to fill up the input buffers of these machines, we should get more and more and more and more and more of those going. And then we should get more and more and more and more and more science packs coming out. And, well, I am doing some science at the moment, and I think it is one that uses the purple science packs. So yeah, I think that should probably be all right. Also, there aren't that many researches left to do, so I may well finish these. I might not need an enormous quantity of pink science or purple science in order to finish it off. Okay, so that seems to be basically working. Now I do have a to-do list somewhere, so let's consult that, because I have no idea what's going on. It's been a week. Okay, so I was checking on the screen bot, so I think I'm probably still short of glass and should go and increase the production of that. The problem is that my patch of stone, which is somewhere under here, maybe under here, somewhere down here, is being used up quite quickly, making the huge quantities of glass that are going into absolutely everything I'm making. So it might be wise to go off and find a different stone patch, like probably that one. And if we have that, just making massive quantities of glass and just pumping them straight out onto the robot bus, then this one over here can be used for whatever. This one can be our priority for making robots and things, and then that should allow us to maybe have enough resources to get things properly working. So where does glass emerge? Over here? Okay. So it comes up over here and then gets split off to go off to robot production and then looped back to go to... I don't even know what this glass is required for, but it is certainly required. That's why it's going there. And then over here to be made into solar panels and stuff, probably. Okay, where am I now? Am I level with that stone patch? Not quite, but I'm also not level with where it comes out of the ground. So if we go back over here again, because if I just build up from here, then we'll clearly have enough glass coming out, or clearly we'll have the glass coming out in the right place because we've got more of it. It's already coming out here. And this is pretty much level with that patch. Right, okay, let's go over, tap that mineral rock patch, and start producing massive quantities of glass, ship that through here. Well, I want to make at least a yellow belt, maybe a green belt, and then we'll plug that in here, and we should have more glass than we know what to do with. Okay, that's a plan. So, I'm going to need mining drills. Have I got any mining drills? They're called drone miners, aren't they? Which begins with a D, so that's going to be along here. They've got 4 of them. That's not going to be remotely enough. Then, in order to make glass, I'm going to need to crush the stone, I think. Let's check on this. No, this is too close to my main factory to be an open cast mine. We need to make things pretty over here. And it was going fine for being an open cast mine until it flooded. Right, so that needs gravel, and gravel needs rocks. So we make 2 mineral rocks into 6 gravel, and then we make 5 gravel into 1 glass. So in order to make a belt of glass, I will need 5 belts of gravel. In order to make 5 belts of gravel, I will need 2 belts of mineral rock. Okay, so if we have 2 green belts of mineral rock coming out, pulverize that into an obscene amount of gravel, and then cook that into an appropriate amount of glass, then things should be okay. So where exactly is that stone patch? Let's find out. Nope, I want that tool. Ping. Ping? Nope, that's all you might. You must... No, yeah, there we go. There's the mineral rock. Actually, that is quite a long way away. It's... Actually, you know what? If I do... Yeah, let's do some open cast mining and not just to make regular happy. Because that way I can get the bots to do a lot of digging for me and do all kinds of very, very handy things. I think I still probably want to do my processing underground, because that way when I don't know what's going to expand into this area, but I just feel that something might. We're quite a long way from the factory. It's probably going to be all right, but let's be careful anyway. Okay, so I want to start from about here, because then I can build. Point being, I can then build a big roof over it. So we want to draw a 2D shape that is. Well, we'll go for the full 30 by 30 because why not? That's probably bigger than I actually need. And then we want to go down to about... How far down can we go? 38, 39-ish. Okay, we'll go down to 34. See what happens. Also, I'm then going to need to do it again over the top of this. Do I start from here? I have no idea. But let's start from here again. So it's about... I don't even remember. It was about 30 by 30, so that's probably close enough. And then we want to come upwards. There we go. Right, so that's going to take a while, but we've got the ships coming over to do it for me, so that's nice. In the meantime, let's try and work out how much I've built this. Quite a lot, actually. Yeah, maybe we should undo some of that. Mode, remove areas. Let's start over here. And from there to, I don't even remember, I can't tell where I pinged to anymore, which is slightly awkward. And I want the height to be, sure, 17. This tool is a little bit awkward. Let's try it again. From here to here, and then down to, yeah, there. And I better ping again just to make sure I haven't unselected half my. No, that's okay. We're still way bigger than the mineral rock patch. Although in this direction it seems to be about right. Actually, it's not. It's a bit further, but never mind. We're going to open that. We're going to open this whole area up and just get and access the mineral rock the old-fashioned way. Hello, Matimus. Welcome. Bradley Cash live stream. Oh, I'm glad you watched the recap. So yes, welcome to an actual live one. Thank you very much for joining. Good to have you here. I'm not going to watch this. This is going to take forever. Instead, I'm going to enable it to happen a bit more quickly by coming over here and building another 2 of these things. So we'll double the capacity of them. And what are these things? I've forgotten what these things are called. They're called they're called, and I'm not telling you. This is a Laurence has no control over his giant stompy robot. This is a, I don't even know. We'll go. I think I'm making them somewhere over in the bus. We'll go and find them. In fact, if we look in here, then I can find it in here and go, oh yes, that's the thing. It's this one. No, not cargo shuttle. Not cargo shuttle. Oh, it's a fluid cargo shuttle. I see. This bunny. Construction ship port. Right, and that requires energy cells, among other things. And energy cells are brought in here. So this is making my yellow science. So it's not any of those. What are you doing? You're making big battery packs. Okay, fine. Then they only go to hit. Wait, what? Are there energy cells somewhere else? Am I making these things? Am I making these things over here somewhere? I'm kind of confused now because I thought, what are you making? Nope, you're making the shipping pads. I thought I was making these in an automated way, but now I can't find where I'm making them. All of these are science, aren't they? All the way up to here. Oh, well, except this one, which is lava smelters. There's nowhere else that's got energy cells. So unless I'm delivering the energy cells by hand to somewhere that was making them. You know what? I'm just going to put in another machine, and if it turns out I'm wrong, then so be it. Right, you are going to make cargo drone. No, cargo construction ship ports. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely that one. Oh, it needs to be fed maintenance drones. That's okay. I can hand feed that. We'll see what we get. So it's going to need batteries. Does it need thermalite? No. So we're going to need, not batteries, these things. Put that there. And then steel, advanced, green, and plastic. We've got about half of these things. Maybe I did it over here because we didn't have most. There's so much stuff missing. Because this transport ship port, solar panels. These are all on the I'm on the wrong side of. Cargo drop off, cargo pickup, geothermal boiler. Nope. What are you two? Pistons and ooh, what are you? What's this? Nope, that's the electric arc furnace. And then we're getting into the area where all the belts and things are made. So it's not, yeah, so it doesn't seem like we're making them anywhere. Unless I'm being very, very oblivious. I guess it'll have to be over here, and I'll just have to hand cart the steel and stuff over. Okay, well, we can do that, I suppose. Right, so I need a medium inserter. That's a long inserter, but it's fine. We need one of those too. And a medium inserter there. And now that'll be everything except steel and bots, I think. Oh, and advanced machinery components. Ugh. Okay, we'll get some advanced machinery components from here. It's a red belt, so we'll get them quite slowly from here, but we will get them, and that's what matters. There must be a better way. There is a better way. Yoink! Right, and then let's go and get some, I can't remember what it is, maintenance drones, I think, which it shouldn't be. It should be mining drones, but apparently it is maintenance drones. Here, have some of that. I am making maintenance drones, conveniently. They are not those guys. They are not those guys. They are those guys, and we don't have enough of them. Typical. Let's land here and see if I can at least nick a few from in here. Manage inventory. There is one drone in here. How is there one drone? I need 8 for each thing I want to make. Oh, no, my inventory isn't full. Do you think maybe I need to make maintenance drones a little bit more quickly? I think I might need to make maintenance drones a little bit more quickly. Are maintenance drones gated behind glass? Is that why they're being made so slowly? No, this is just the speed we make them at. Okay. And maybe or maybe not. Maybe the solar system has been happy. Maybe it hasn't. I don't mean solar system. I mean galaxy. Haven't did any? Whoa! Let's not fall into the infinite void of laser. Give me that. All right. So I've got 9 of them now. That's enough for one more. I would like to have another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Can I have my robots back, please? Oh, there's one. And several. Right, here we go. I'm going to grab these. Hello, cousin. Things are good. I've got my drones going off digging a hole for me, but they're doing it too slowly. So I'm trying to make some more drones, which means I need to pick up a quantity of these bots. Yes, 16 of them, in fact, and then fly them over to this machine. Bump, I think. Yes, this machine. Doop. There we go. So 16 of those drones, and it still needs some steel. Okay. Which I'm going to steal from over here. Pun was not intentional until I said it, at which point it became immediately very, very intentional. Because frustratingly, despite me having set up all of this bus system along here, it's the particular ingredients I need for this build are all in awkward places. So it is difficult. No, not you. It is difficult. Right, let's dump all that into here. And how much steel do we need? I'm almost afraid to ask. What am I making? I am making one of these. 100 steel. Oh, great. Yes, they're definitely the best sort of puns. So I'm making steel over here. That means this is going to be a good place to grab it from. I won't say steal it again. There we go. That's 200, and you know what? 400. I feel like I shouldn't be hand feeding at this stage of the game, but I also feel like I don't have a great deal of choice. Right, so there's one being made, bing, and a second one. When that finishes, I can fly them over, and I'll have more drone ships flying out. So, no, gimme that one. Yes. I've also just gained some more inventory space, which is nice because I keep running out. Mostly because there's so many different things I'm trying to carry. So over there is where the hole is being dug. They're getting on quite well with that, actually, to be fair. Do you need foundation? Apparently you don't even need flat land. Excellent. You do need a gap, though, because you're going... Actually, if we put it this way around, then it won't need a gap. Here. Okay, I see what's going on there. We need to extend the terrain here a little bit, so it's got a bit more to sit on. Otherwise, it's probably going to overbalance and fall over, and that would be embarrassing for everybody involved. I'm also going to need to laser these rocks and these trees. Okay, we'll fill the holes in like that. Right, there we go. So now I can... What do you mean invalid copy target? Don't be silly. Give me another one of those. Right. We can put you in... Boop. 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 Oh, there's still a plant in the way. Oh. Any other plants? Any more for any more? Are you a plant that's going to be in the way? Probably not. Let's try that again. I want to get it in line with the others, just for the sake of neatness, really. Let's put one there. And then the other one goes there. Whoop, and suddenly, immediately, got the ships. Right, do you need... Yes, you do need power. I'm not surprised, but I just wanted to check before I started trying to plug things in unnecessarily. Right, so we'll take run power from you to... right, to there. But also from you... You're a full pylon. Oh, goodness sake. Okay, let's pull that cable back out again then. And then we'll pylon to... there. For cosmetic reasons, I don't want my drone ships to fly through the cables when they take off, because that looks stupid. So we'll put that to there, and then you go to there, and then you to there. Right, so there we go. They can now take off. They'll fly over here and lend a hand. The pit is going... I wanted to say the pit is going pitifully. It's actually doing a lot better than that. That's going quite well. So yeah, well done to the drone miners. We have discovered the patch of mineral rock down there, so that's good. Oh, can I chain the pad? That's a good point. I might have been able to chain the pads together. Let's find out, just out of curiosity. So we'll remove that. And apparently a piece of pipe out the middle as well. That's clumsy. Don't do that. I don't want to put in a freaking pipe. Give me a freaking pipe. Oh yeah, there's a weird collision detection thing where where if I look from here at that, it's detecting this pad here because it has technically it's a cube this big, and therefore that's what the collision detection detects. Right. So the question is, can I go from here? No, I can't. Is the answer. Can't chain them together. It has to be separate connections from pylons. I am also going to need to run out a belt from here, and we'll make this a green belt because at some point in the future, or at least actually not even just in the future, right now we're going to potentially be having quite large quantities of stuff coming out of here. So if I bring that out like this to about here, and then up and across here, and then I guess round this. I said round this, round the ragged pylon back to there. Right, so that will allow me to dump out, or when these drone ships come back full of soil they've dug up from wherever, it can then all be poured out from here and go into this storage container over here where we can then just forget about it, unless it happens to be the one particular type of soil that we're able to recycle. I had a quick look into updating to try and get more soil recycling, and that doesn't seem to be available for me, or at least I couldn't work out. I wasn't sure how to get the game to update to that particular build. I didn't want to go messing around with betas too much, but maybe I should have done. You know what I'm going to need? I'm going to need drone miners. I'm also going to come along here and fill in underneath these things, because that just feels a bit wrong. So we'll go from there, whoop, to there, and there, to there, and you know, I'll do the same along here as well. Might as well give the belt some support, belt and braces. And then along here, if I can actually get to sort of underneath there. Alright, we'll start on this corner because this is an easy corner. And then we'll just build to there, I guess. Right, there we go. There is now ground underneath all of my pads over here. We don't have to worry about them cantilevering and snapping off. Okay. What does a little drone? What does BB-8 want me to do at the moment? Hello, fella. What do you want?
The Olyomite is in our hands. Now we can
I think I've done that. I think I've started processing the Olyomite.
We should begin processing it.
I've done quite a lot of processing, in fact. Beeply boop bloop bloop. Exactly. Right, jetpack. Tell me about jetpacks. I don't know why it's only just... Oh, it's...
A jetpack? That idea might just take off, but it's a bit up in the air if we run out of fuel.
Hey, I'm the one who makes the puns around here. I know. It's all done.
Getting this thing was always part of your plan, huh? Let's hope this jetpack gives us a real lift.
Yeah. So all these things are coming up a bit late because I didn't put down enough oil derricks to pull up in to complete the original oil quest.
Make them a priority target.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't put down enough pump jacks, so therefore I didn't complete the oil quest, and therefore I'm just churning through a bajillion other quests to just to clear them out at this point and shut this little guy up.
To be able to build larger structures, we need to set up a construction
industry
made of construction and transport ships. This will allow us to construct enormous buildings beyond our current capabilities.
Yep, I know. I've done that. There's only been a couple of them actually, but
great work. I'm excited.
Still.
It's time to set up our construction industry. We still need to research a building to construct before we can get started. I recommend the radio tower.
What, beep bloop. What, this radio tower?
Let's use our construction industry to build a giant
excessive.
radio tower. This one's a little more complex. You should check the info database for details.
I did do that. It was in fact a bit more complex. And assembly lines have done as well.
Now is the time to go big. We need to construct a full-featured assembly line to mass-produce more advanced robots.
Talk more quickly. Right, and...
Well done. Our construction industry is operational. There are many more buildings we can
I don't know if there's many more. I think there's only been 2. I've only built 2 so far. It's possible there's more of them that I haven't done yet, or haven't researched yet, and I'll find out about in a moment. Yes.
Great. The assembly line blueprints were acquired. Let's start building the assembly line together. It's going to be an exciting project.
It was quite fun, to be fair.
Agreed. If we get an assembly line to work, the possibilities are endless.
Lots of farmer bots so far. That's the main possibility. Oh, there's another one. Still not there. Jeez.
Machines making machines. How inspiring.
And we've had machines making machines. If you include me as a machine as well, because I'm a big stompy robot, we've had machines making machines for the whole time. What's going big require?
Good point. Compared to our production capabilities,
blast furnace.
Our smelting capabilities feel meager. The archive shows a blueprint of an impressive building, the blast furnace. We need it now.
Interesting. Oops, shouldn't have pressed that. Let's look in here.
Good
blast
point.
furnace.
Compared to our production capabilities,
I do want to know about the blast
smelting
furnace.
Capabilities feel meager.
Looks like I haven't researched it yet. So that's going to be another thing in here, presumably.
The blast furnace.
Blast furnace. There it is.
We need it now.
Dependencies not met. We need an air intake. So let's queue up that one, and then we'll have a blast furnace. That sounds fun. So that'll be a task for in a couple of weeks probably, once we've got through everything and finished sorting out all of the other problems that I'm working on at the moment. Oh yes, I came over here to get some drills, so let's do that. I've decided that there's no point in using the drone miner 2s because as far as I can tell from the description, they don't actually mine any faster. They just have a slightly longer range. So I think I'll just stick with these guys. And if I'm going to put them all the way around it, if I'm going to fill up 2 green belts, I'm probably going to want about 16 to 20. We'll see how we go. But I'd like to get a few more than, I think I've got 11 at the moment. 14 at the moment. Let's at least get 16, and then in theory that's 4 on each side. So let it build one more, and then we'll head back over again. Ooh, planet rise. There we go. Yoink. And we'll also vary what sort of belts we use as well. So that'll help. Why are there explosion holes over here? I'm not sure I want to know. How have you guys got on? Yeah, pretty well. We have found, here is big block of rock. Excellent. So let's put in some foundation. So I want it to be 4 wide all the way around the outside of this block, because that means we can. Oh, we need to go further this way. Oh, we've got up to 5 by 5. Sweet. Boom. And what's the button? Oh yeah. R to lock it so it's always doing this side. Boom. Boom. In fact, this needs to go in a lot further than this, come to think of it. I should mark this for deconstruction as well. Get the robots to do it all for me. That's a lot higher than it needs to be, but never mind. In fact, yeah, I forgot about how much space I was going to need around the outside of this when I was in order to get all the belts and things in. I don't mean belts. I mean yes, I do mean belts and mining drills. So that's what I say. That's going to be that's 4, isn't it? So if I dig a 4x4 hole from here, what height am I playing at around this place? I'll dig a hole there to mark that, and then we'll put in some more foundation. So that's going to want to extend to about at least here. Then from here we want to get this at the same height, which is this height. We want to go out 4, and then we want to come over here and complete the square there, and then there. It is a bit brain-like, you're right. It's clearly stone that thinks, also known as computers. Right, so I'm going to want to cut through there. That's 2, 3, 4. Oh dear, we're starting to get to that point where the game is isn't updating things quite as soon as they happen. I may have got to the point where my computer is only just capable of coping with this game. That's alarming, because I mean I'm relatively close to the end of the game, I suspect, but I think there's still quite a bit of it to go. Punch this all the way through here. Yeah, and that thing saying limiting simulation performance keeps popping up at the top of the screen, which is a slightly worrying sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can go this way. I'm probably going to need additional tunnel to run the belts through, the extra belts through, but still, this is an excellent starting point. So from here we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Join these up. The drones are still digging away underneath, underground here, digging my hole even deeper, which is unnecessary, but never mind. 4 all the way along here, like that. Right. Okay. So that's my sort of foundation platform area for doing the mining from. Wow, that's a deep pit. I might have got a little bit carried away. Oh well, never mind. We've made a rather large hole in the ground, and I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. Where are my miners? Here are my miners. So we'd like to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put in 5 along each side for now, because I've got the numbers for that, I think, almost. I think I'm 1 short for this, technically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should probably have started in the middle, but never mind. Or near the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm not sure how much output these guys are going to produce. It's going to depend on just how much power is on just how much what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to depend on just how close the stone is to it, admittedly. So we'll never be quite sure. But never mind. No. Let's build this up from here. Go to drag mode, vertical, like that. That makes it come up all the way up to surface level, like so. For certain values of surface, there's not much of it left. Let's go back out of horizontal mode, vertical mode. Put that in like that, and I can't remember how big the big doohickeys transformers are. 4x3. Okay, so I do need a little bit more. Put a little bit more in over here, and having the transformer up here is going to make it easier to run a cable to it because there's going to be power. There we go. There's power just through the trees over there, so I can go, or just over there actually, so I can go and grab that. In the meantime, let's put in one of these guys. I keep left clicking when I should right click. You go there. And then I'm running out of cable, which is a little bit alarming, but we'll do what we can. Middle click to change the pylon type. Go for small ones. I haven't got any. I think. Yes, I have. It's just too far. Well, it's too far anyway. There, and then maybe I'll go to a large one, which can go here, and then hook up to that large one over there. Right, there we go. So now we have power. The drone miners should now all be droning away nicely. Yes, there we go. So that means next up is the exerters. We'll just come along here and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of these have I got? I've got about 20. Okay, I've got enough to put down the miners, the ones on the miners, but then I'm going to run out. They're all going to be basically run out. There we go. And along here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, you know what would help if I put in the other mining drills along here as well. 1, 2. I think I've only got 4 left. 2, 3, 4. Yep, there we go. And so then I can have the exerters along here as well. There, 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 there. And I can't do anything under here because the roof's too low. Right, so let's put in yellow. Let's put in a yellow belt for each one of these, and then I'll put an extra. And everything needs to go this way. So I might as well build my my processing under this sort of area and try and avoid that olymite patch. So that means I'm going to need an extra piece of foundation along here, like so, to carry the belt. Which is fine. Then I can get some belt 2 and go from there to there, and then some more from there to there. Right, now I need to start thinking about exactly how I want to build this. So we're going to need a quantity of crushers. Now let's assume we're actually going to fill these belts up, and if we don't, we'll put more mining drills in until we do. So a yellow belt is a quantity, which we want to look up. A yellow belt is 320 per minute, and if we're smashing up stone into gravel, here we go, then that takes 2 every 12 seconds. I'll use crusher 2, so it's 2 every 6 seconds. So it's 1 every 3 seconds, which is 180 per minute. No, it isn't. It's 20 per minute. So if I'm getting 320 per minute, so I need 16 crushers off each belt. Okay. That's actually an awful lot, but okay. Maybe we'll only build half of this to start with. Let's go and get some more crusher. Let's go and get some crusher 2s and see how things look. We will then need an enormous number of belts going from those to the... oh, I'm running low on fuel as well. Let's get some more of that while I'm over here. Is it you? Yes. Crusher 2s, I think, are down here somewhere. But oh, actually, no. They're probably one of these things. Oh, I do have mining drill 2s. All right, let's try the mining drill 2s because I'm curious to see if they're actually any better. What are you making? You're making assembler 3s. I thought I was making crusher 2. I'm sure I'm making crusher 2 somewhere. What do you know? Your large smelters. Ah, here we go. Crusher 2s. Yeah, let's take them then. Only 10. Could have done with more, slightly more than that, I think. But okay, it's a start, I suppose. Take 12 and see how we go. You're never happy, are you, regular? The patch is completely exposed. Right, so we're coming down here, and I'm going to upgrade these to drill 2s just because I don't know whether they're actually going to be better, faster, stronger, anything like that. But I've got them, so I feel like I might as well. And at the very least, it'll mean I won't need to upgrade the... oops. I won't need to move them around as much. Although I still probably will, because you lose out on speed when you don't have enough drills. I have noticed that you, yes, you have some strong feelings, shall we say? You have having some big emotions, was there? All right, let's put some more of these in, and then go. Oh, I should have got more inserters, and possibly should have run this across a little bit further. Regular will tell me it's my fault for not digging a bigger hole. Because this means that if I dug a bigger hole, then it would come down closer to the edge of that hole. Where did that go? We are using a different colour of mining drone here. So the old ones were using orangey mining drones. The ships are using blue ones, and then the Drill Mark II is using red drones. So is that better? I don't know. But it's different. Okay, so there we go. That should be easily more than a yellow belt. So, coming off here, right, it's tunneling time. Or rather, it's tell the bots to do some tunneling time. Can I cancel everything that's going on at the moment? Remove all areas, yes. Confirm, right, I think that's a big enough pit already. Right, so over here, I'm now going to start digging. I'm going to open up an area for my basically for dealing with all of this stuff. So I'm going to want to go from there out that way. Let's do 20 by 21 by 21 by... I don't need to go up 10. I need to go. Let's go up 6. And I think the robots from the mining ships are capable of just phasing straight through and dealing with and digging up from anywhere you mentioned. So this shouldn't be a problem for them, I think. However, I am going to would like a little bit more room to get through around here, so I'm going to knock out another 4x4 chunk here, like that. This belt will probably go off to a similar assembly, but over that way a little bit further. Yeah, okay, so here come the ships. 1, 2, 3. I don't know where the fourth one is. Presumably landing and unloading at the moment. And I think they're going to be able, the bots are going to be able to penetrate straight through the surface and do the digging in wherever I want them to. So here they come. Either that or they'll just go splat on the ground as they land. Through they go. That looks ridiculous. I probably shouldn't have used them like this, but oh well. I could have used the boring machine, actually, come to think of it. Oh well, never mind. These guys are pretty good. I think I dislike this bit. I feel like this shouldn't be here. Let's get rid of that and put in a lid across here like that, because it looks kind of silly otherwise. Maybe like that as well. And let the bots get on with the rest of it. So down here we are hopefully gradually, okay, we are opening up an area, but it's a little bit gradual. So let's go in and check those numbers again, because the numbers were slightly horrifying. If assuming I'm right. So I want to make an entire yellow belt of stone, which we believe was 320 items per minute. Yeah, 320 items per minute, and we want to turn 320 stone into gravel, and that's 2 each time. So it's one every 3 seconds, as I said. So that's 60. So that's 20. That is indeed 20 per minute, and so we've got 320. It is 16 machines. Okay, that's horrifying. What's even more horrifying is the amount of gravel that's going to be coming out of that. I might go for 15 machines, because then I can have 3 belts coming off it to take the gravel away to wherever else it may be needed. Also, it's occurred to me that while I'm waiting for things to happen, let's go and get some more inserters, because I've run out of those. While I'm waiting for the hole to be dug, I can go over and restock on some of the vital stuff I need. I can also get some more crusher 2s. And probably some furnace 2s as well, thinking about it. Inserters are all over here because they're easy to make. Or at least the first 2 types are. Medium inserters. Yoink. Inserters. Yoink. Why do you go up to 100 and you only go up to 50? And I need more of those, so it's not actually the end of the world, but it feels weird. Split a belt, mining drill, smelter. Oh, how much? I only got 755 foundation. Let's grab some more of that. Gimme. Tier 3 inserter. Yes, please. Take some of those as well. Right, then it was over here somewhere for the crusher 2s. And they were labelled... sorry, I apologise if anyone suffers from motion sickness, because I appear to be suffering from inability to fly my robot around sensibly. And also to remember where anything is. Transport ship, freight elevator, chemical process, passenger, fluid assembler. I have forgotten where the... I'm not sure, but I thought they were down here. What do you guys do? Nothing and... Right, okay, so this is the belt area. Then here we've got... Oh, here are the crusher 2s. Okay, they were sort of... They were sort of where I thought they should have been, but not where I was actually looking. And we'll take some large smelters as well, because you never know. They sound useful. In fact, how many of those am I going to need? So we're going to have... It takes 5 gravel every 3 and a third seconds. So 15 gravel every 10 seconds. So 1.5 per second. So 90. So I need 3 of those for each yellow belt, and I'm going to have three yellow belts, so I need 9. 9 advanced smelters. That's not too bad. We can manage that. I've got some. I've got 19 of them. Okay, that's fine then. It's the crushers that are going to be the difficult part for these builds. I say difficult. I mean just sort of the ones that I'm going to be forever going off and looking for more bits and pieces in order to make them. Right, so here is my hole. Let's drop into my hole. Off. Okay, the digging is coming along fairly nicely, but not quite nicely enough, because I can't put the floor in yet. I would like to do this, but that is not allowed. Can we have the mining ships back, please? There's one of them. It's pirouetting. Nope, it's going down. There's something taking off, and that's a spaceship going up to space. Have I just produced so much dirt that they're having trouble unloading? Or is that just too far? No, it can't be too far down. They've dug lower than that before. So this one is unloading. That one is sitting there like a lemon. This one is just arrived back and is presumably, yes, is unloading. But this guy shouldn't just be sat here. I guess I'll just go over and dig it out myself. Although, there is... or maybe they reckon that that ship is going to be enough to finish it off. With its ground-penetrating robots. And you know what? The other thing I could do is come in here and go, yes, okay, I'll let my personal drones help as well. Then things are just quick. Like that. Well, more or less. Oh, that was on large mode. Right, there we go. Now I have my cavern that I can cavern for building and doing unfortunate things with rubble. So this is going to go. This belt's going to just go straight across here like that. I think I might be going to need to make this cavern deeper in order to get the number of machines in that I'm going to put that way. But this is what we call a starting point, and I can cheat with the copy paste facilities to make the cavern bigger now after this is done. So I will need crusher 2s, and I will need 16 of them on this belt. So I'll go. Put the panels in this way because I don't know, just because. 2, 3, 4. I said 50. I said I was going to put them in 5s, didn't I? So we'll have that, and then we'll run a belt along here, and then back along here. It doesn't need to go very far at all, because all that's going to be feeding is one large smelter. Like so. It doesn't fit because it's too tall for this room. Okay. Stand in the middle here. We'll go back over to the 5x5. I don't know how short of space I am. So let's take out 3 pieces like that and try that again. So advanced smelter goes here. We'll point the panel inwards as well, just because. And that should then be a large quantity of glass flowing out. You know what? I think I should put these... Let's put these in 6s. And have a belt coming up the middle over here. So instead of doing this... This is slightly unfortunate because I've built quite a lot of it already. But let's pull that out from there to... There to there. Like that. So take that belt out. And take all of this out as well. What I'm going to do here, if I didn't have a roof, then I wouldn't have to make a hole in it. You're quite right. This is not part of the mine, though, as you've probably noticed. So we'll then have 1, 2, 3 machines. Biff, biff. It's a shame you can't do direct insertion in this game. That would be really, really nice. So I'll put in another 3 along here. Then I can put in my smelter in over, my advanced smelter in over here, like this, and then we find the roof. I need to open the roof up again. Advanced smelter goes here, and we can have then belts coming here, and how big are you? You're that big. Okay, here. So like that, and then back down again, and over here. There we go. So those are going to be my inputs, and then we can have an output here. That just goes off to over this way somewhere. Don't care exactly at the moment. We won't put in too much of that in case we have problems. Right, so that's going to then that means we bring this belt along here like that. That feeds up the middle, and we'll get all of this. We'll get fed the stone it needs. So we now need to configure these guys. So we need to make gravel. How do we? Oh yeah, get this thing out. That paste, 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 paste. Put it away. And then it's just a case of linking everything up with inserters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then outputs on the other side. 1, 2, 3. They need to be set as outputs. I'll come back and do that in a moment. 4, 5, 6. Input there. Input there. Do you need a configuring? You don't. Excellent. You should be an output. 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 Okay, so there we go. That's producing massive quantities of gravel. This machine can then cook that into large quantities of glass, which we can feed off to wherever it's needed. Why are you not feeding? Have I massively overestimated how much gravel we're going to be getting through here? Should this actually be 2 machines? It's possible. So you're an advanced smelter. One advanced smelter. If we're making glass, it takes in 5 every. Yeah, there should be 3 of these on this, shouldn't there? Not 1. I think. Yeah, that makes more sense. Oh yeah, you did redeem a hat. So you did. Here's one. I can actually reach a hat. So we'll have a hat. I guess we'll allow that. Hello, Sophia. And 30 stream streak. Nice. Well done. Right. So actually, this is all nonsense because I don't want this here because I need to put in 3 machines here, not 1. So, I guess what I'll do is remove that and then put that there. Now this won't actually be able to carry enough at this point. This is going to have to be upgraded to a green belt, but that's fine. We can do that. If we click the right button, we can anyway. Oh, I'm just going to do the whole thing. Fine, then that's okay too, I suppose. Then we loop that back round here like that. And then where are my advanced smelters? Here they are. And maybe regular was actually right, and I should be opening the ceiling up a bit more than I have. But this is probably going to be all right. There we go. Right, advanced smelters. Put in 1. These are slightly bigger. That's going to throw off my entire design. Ugh. Ugh. Oh well, never mind. 3. we need the glass. We're not. I'm not going to mess around and go. Oh, we can't have this here. I'll have to. I'll rethink everything. We'll just do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Output, output, output. And this should then easily be able to fit onto a yellow belt. I could probably fit it onto a red belt, but I don't see the need. So I'll bring that out here and over here. And there we go. There is glass. Lovely. And that I don't know, it's still not really running fast enough. Now that could be because there's a load of backlog saved in these machines. So let's let this sort of stew and fester for a little while and run this off to go and pass it back to where it belongs, sort of over here somewhere. And this is at. I'm gonna write this position down because otherwise I'll never make the things line up. So it's at -236, -160, 118. Okay. So now we'll go off to the other end and run a tunnel to come along and meet this point. So that means over here, somewhere over the factory, glass pops out. There it is. Whee, pop. Okay, so let's start off slowly with digging small amounts out, and we'll just track this belt. This belt is in fact the right word. We'll just track this one downwards and go next to it. 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, and if I get down below 118, then I need to stop. But I don't know. I don't know how deep this goes. So we'll just keep following it for the time being. See how we get on. Actually, where am I horizontally? So I'm at 132, and I wanted to be at minus 160. So okay, it's a little way off, but once we get down to the right height, i.e. here, then we can start thinking about moving a little bit off to the side. 131, 132. Yeah, off to the left. So I'll go this way until I hit minus 160. It's a little bit of a distance, and we're getting into harder stone now, which is making the digging a little bit more difficult, but only a little bit. So it's not with this laser, it's not a serious problem. One more. Boop, boop. 60. Right, and then we need to go this way until we get to minus 236. That is, in fact, a long way. So I think I'm going to be lazy about this, and we're going to get the robots out again. So I want to do from there to there and that high. I seem to have done wider as well, but that was not deliberate, but never mind. I'm also going to start running the belts. Can we just go up here, please, rather than messing about? Right, so just make the two completely parallel. We'll bring another one of these belts down from here, down the hole, go down the hole. Okay, down to there, fine. And then if I run out of belts, it's going to be very awkward because I'm not going to be able to get out of this hole. No, not that way. Right, and then we're just going to carry on in this direction. I guess we'll let my drones do the digging because they're here and I've got them. And yeah, why? Something happened then, and I'm not quite sure. Oh, I think I got booted off the. Yeah, there wasn't room for where I was trying to stand, probably, so it just nudged me sideways a little bit. I'm not quite sure how I managed to do a 3x2 rather than just a 1x2 tunnel, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. Let's try it again, see if I can get it right this time. So this tool, from there to, oh yeah, it says 2, oh, there's a 3, and there's a 1, there's another 25, no, 38, okay. Height, 2. This is significantly easier than digging by hand, I will happily admit that. But I can only go to here, or I'll get booted out once again, and that'll be embarrassing. And then, whoop. Where am I at this point? I've got to 128. Oh, this is still going to take forever. I think even using the, I think actually, given how long it takes to set up each new dig, I think it might have been quicker to use the laser to dig this rather than using the robot tool. I might switch back to it, especially if I move this over to a 2x2 dig, and then just go like this. And go, well, this is going to give me space to walk along next to the belt as well if I ever need to. I think this is honestly actually quicker, which is a bit ridiculous given how slow the other one was. given how not that quick it is. Maybe I should be digging one of those giant 5x5 holes with the boring machine, and that'd be quicker and easier, and that may have been more sensible, but never mind. We're at 212 now. We're nearly there. Oh, pop! There we go. Right, and now we can extend this from here to infinity and beyond. And I've run out of yellow bells. Ah! I guess it was an inevitability even. I English well me. Right, let's go and get some more yellow belts, because apparently I'm burning through them at quite the rate. Hopefully I'm making them as fast as I'm using, or faster than I'm using them, so there's going to be a decent number of them available for me to just come over and grab. Because if not, this is going to be a little bit awkward. I'm going to end up standing around twiddling my proverbials while I wait to actually have the parts I need to carry on building the factory. But no, we seem to have a full box of them here. Yoink. How's it doing over here where we're making more of them? Another 200. Awesome. We're not going to see any glass coming out here yet because I haven't joined the belts up, but in a moment. To be fair, this is actually quite a long distance from the patch over here to the actual factory, so I shouldn't be too surprised it's taking me a long time to get over. It took me a long time to dig the hole. All right, yes, a load of glass on the belt. Good. Belt's filled up. That's probably a good sign. Shows I'm making it at a decent rate, or at least shows that I had quite a lot of built up in the buffers while I was away going and getting more. Right, so that is now an extra. Assuming this actually stays full, and I'm not certain it will, but if it does, that's an extra 320 glass per minute, which is a decent amount. Also, this ceiling is still too low. Okay, now I can walk over the belts. Yeah, we've emptied the buffer in those two machines. That one is... It's working anyway. This belt is flowing... Not solidly, but it's at least flowing. How are the outputs? Hang on, where are the outputs? Why are the outputs? And other similar questions. Okay, these ones, yes, we pulled all the stone out of those machines, all the gravel, sorry, out of those machines, and I can't see these ones because I'm... Well, and in here... Why are you sad? Why do you not have any gravel? No, wait, why do you not have any... You do have stone. Why are you... I don't know how I clicked on the disable button there, but apparently I did. So, between them, these are... Producing, yeah, that's going down slowly. I think. I feel like I think this might be reasonably balanced. We'll keep an eye on it, see how it gets on. And we're producing... Stop flying away. We're producing not actually that much glass over here. That's a little bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping we'd be getting a bit more than this out, given that we've got... Actually, we've not got that much going in. The main problem over here is the intermediates. There's so much intermediate that we can't pass it all through. Okay, so this is sort of expected, actually. So what I want to do now is put in an additional piece of yellow belt here, and then get out the old copy-paste-omatron and say I would like to select an area. Yes, I would. And we'll go from here, and we'll go all the way over to here, and up to, who cares, and then we can do a copy in place, because I want to have 3 times that, I think, like so. Then we can bring up the interface, and we can go, I want to clear out terrain, any decors in the way, which I probably won't be. There shouldn't be any of this stuff in the way, and then I want to confirm a paste in there, and we've got 6 things blocked. Can we clear out, oh, I see. So it's cleared out the foundation. It's cleared out the area, the rock in the area where there was stuff. Well, no, in the area covered by the blueprint, but it's not dug out the ceiling higher than the blueprint went. So maybe I should have made my blueprint a little bit taller. So we're going to need to expand this area a little bit. So we're going to just carry on with this thing really. Choom. 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 There we go. And then here. And here. Then I can go back into here and say I would like to reconfirm the paste. And this, there's still 3 of them blocked. Oh, okay. I didn't look properly. Right, let's carry on with this. Where am I? Yeah, it's here, I think. There we go, I think. Maybe not. Let's take that bit out as well. There, right. Now, I can go into here and say I would like to actually confirm my paste. There. No. Still no. Still. Right. And so we've got the stone flowing in there. I may have gone overboard here. This may be too many machines. I might have miscounted. Oh, I see. We're actually feeding the excess through. I mean, that makes a certain sense. As long as it sort of keeps flowing nicely, and yeah, it means I could put more advanced smelters on the end there. But is it just being a little bit slow because we've got some buffer built up? I'm not sure. So we should have all of these smelters now running flat out. Yes, we seem to. If I look through here, now we actually now have enough glass. Okay, so I have more than fixed the problem at this point. And this is only a quarter of of my final form. I'm only using one of the 4 belts that was coming out here. I was expecting to need a bit more than this, but nope, it seems like that is in fact enough glass. So good. That is my new stone mine. That's where we're actually only mining from one side of it at the moment, but that's fine. We're not going to be fussy about that. But we do seem to have. You know what? I was going to say let's upgrade it to a green belt so that we've got massive quantities being passed through. But if we can't actually use up all of that, then there's probably no point. Over here, I will prioritise this input, like that, the new input, because I think the stone from the other patch is also being used for a few other things. Like it's making concrete, certainly, and I think there might be 1 or 2 other things it's doing as well. So if we prioritise this one, then that should be fine. I think I would quite like to do a little bit more upgrading, certainly of this little bit in the middle here, because that way we can definitely send off a red belt each way. Well, as long as it's not going anywhere else. So we'll upgrade that as well, and then upgrade that. Okay, so that is now probably going to be enough glass for the near future. And there's an easy expansion available over there if I end up needing more. Right, so why did I want more glass? Yes, I wanted more glass because some of my bots weren't being made quickly enough. And one of the why is there an empty belt coming along here? What's that waiting for? This concerns me. I feel like there shouldn't be empty belts in my factory. Right. Oh, I see. We're not making the energy cells, probably because. Well, it's not glass, is it? It's not green circuits. That can't be the problem because we've got loads of those. We've got electronic components at the moment. I'm stuck under a pipe. Got plenty of glass, plenty of iron coming in. It's this fluid. What is this fluid? This is the alumic acid, and apparently we're not making any. Okay. So this is there's definitely no production happening over here. This belt then the pipe goes off over here. Are these machines alumic acid outputs or inputs? Right, these are making alumic acid, but except that they're not. And why are they not? What are you sad about? Well, this pipe here, isn't it? You are short of alumite gas. Okay. So follow that back. Okay, it's not coming in from there. That's coming in from, it's the lower pipe over here. That's this one. Comes back over this way. That's very spaghetti. Comes to this machine here, which is sad because it doesn't have enough crude olumite coming in. Really? Which is presumably this pipe. How are we short on crude to that extent? I don't understand. Have I broken a pipe somewhere? Is that what it is? So it goes out there. And then doesn't go anywhere. Okay, that could be the problem. And there's no crude coming in here either. So the crude comes in on this pipe from the mine. Some of it goes off that way, fine. Is this still working? No, this is dead as well. Presumably for the same reason. It's got 77 litres in there, but the pipe is empty. So there's a problem, presumably, with the mine over here. Why are you sad? What's your problem? Reservoir empty. Oh. Okay, that's problematic. So if I get my scanner out again, has it now... There is still a reservoir down there. Do I need to... I mean, you're all presumably saying reservoir empty, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, so I guess that means that patch is completely depleted. I'm going to try moving one of these just in case that's not the case. What if we put one of you right over here in the middle? Then you're not going to have any power. But what if we then also link you up to another one of these like this? Yeah, still got a reservoir empty. Okay, so it turns out we have actually genuinely just demolished that olumite reservoir there. It is now all gone, so I need to find another one. Conveniently, there's another one just here. That's actually not very far away. There's another one over here. That's a lot further away and a lot less easy to get to. And there's another one up there. So for now, we'll go for this one because that's easy. And then that will probably be the backup. And after that, we'll then start shipping it in over longer distances. Probably, I guess it's just going to be a long pipeline, but that's not too much of a problem. This olumite reservoir, however, is in the mountains, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Let's go over there and see how annoying it's going to be, because the other one was way underground, but somehow it's still sort of visible at the surface. Yeah, we had something like... No, not like this. What's this? This is... I don't even know why that looks like that. Is it you? No, I've gone just past it. It is about here. There it is. So the other one was shallow enough that I could sort of tap it more or less from the surface. This one appears to be significantly further down, so I think it's time for everyone's favourite toy, the mining laser. I mean the orbital laser. And we're going to dig a bit of a hole here and see if we can't find somewhere where we can start mining oil up from. Hello, Sakatira. Welcome. Welcome to Laurence Blows Up the Planet. There we go. There's an oil. There's the oil. There's the sort of accessible bit of the oil patch. Let's blow up some of these. I've overheated it. Right. So we need to come bring those pump jacks over, stick them on top of this area instead, and then we should start getting oil out again. Then I need to run a pipeline, and then I need to sort of and then I need to put in a load of pumps to extend the pipeline because it's not going to be long enough. But basically, this is going to be how we're going to get the oil. More, please. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, this is what I would call could be worse. So what's the height of it? Height is 156, so it is actually above ground level. It's just in the mountains. So I say ground level, standard ground level, which is this. All right, so let's pull all of these guys up. And all of this. I'm glad you're happy, regular. Yeah, that was in a sufficiently silly place that I thought I was very happy to just blast off and nuke it from orbit to say, why am I not getting my bulk demolition-matron? There we go. Why is my... Oh. I know I've mentioned it a number of times already, but I'm going to mention it again because it's still annoying. It's really annoying that the demolition-matron has a different area select to many of the other tools. Right, so we want to go 1 by... Ooh. No, actually, let's go 2 by. Even takes twice as long to dig. Actually, you know what? Let's not mess around. Let's go all out and just dig a massive hole straight through there with the boring machine, because it's a lot more fun, a lot easier, and gives me more space for doing things later. So, 1 boring machine, right? Here we go. Put you there. We will fuel you up, like... I don't know what I've got that I can burn. Oh, there we go, there's some biomass. Right, put that in there. Distance is, I don't know, let's go 100 to start with and see how far that takes me. And we're not going up or down, we're not going left or right, we are just going straight forwards. Straight forwards. Right, so 100 is probably going to be... I don't even know, I don't have a sense of scale on this map. We can turn a grid on, but I don't know, are these 10s? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. If so, then I've overshot a little bit. If they're 20s, then I've undershot a bit, which seems more likely. How far have we gone so far? We've gone 30. So from... I don't... Oh, 6... Okay, so that's 64... 32, 90, 96. Okay, so my 100 was actually pretty good. It's going to bring me out about here, I think. Cool. Thank you, Secretira. You know, while that's digging, let's lay some pipe. Pipe. Pipe goes zoom. Pipe goes brr. Also, do I run the... Yeah, let's run the power down there. I'm going to go and get some more cable because I don't have any more cable left to do the to run power along there. Also, I'm going to want more of the wall-mounted pylons. Cables are in here next. Yeah, there we go. Power line. Give me 50. So, if you were a wall-mounted pylon, where would you hide? So what goes into them? Xenoferrite and electronic components. Okay, so that can be made in this column. The question is it? And I think the answer is no. There's basic pylons there. We don't want basic pylons. That's too basic for us. Here we go. Sweet. It's just not labelled. Do I have any screens left? I do. Let's label you. You are wall pylon. Alternatively, power pole wall mounted, but that doesn't fit on the sign quite so nicely. Okay, well, this has been a slightly unexpected wobble to have been thrown into the production system. I wasn't... What's going on here? Oh, that's the paint. I wasn't expecting to have to go off and develop and build up another mine, another oil mine at this point. But you know what? I'm happy to be throwing the occasional curveball. It keeps things interesting. So there's no complaints from me there. So we'll put you there. Then we'll switch over to these things, but that way around. Here, how far in can we go? Let's go here so we're not doing weird things with the cables. So that's fine. We've got the cable tight already, so we don't need to worry about it sagging and touching the ground. Whoop. I've just remembered that I said next time I do one of these things, I'm going to put extra. Next time I do an outpost, I'm going to put solar out by it because that's a lot easier. Okay, that is a smaller 100 than I was expecting it to be. Let's do another 100 then. Actually, I might do. Hang on. Yeah, it's about halfway. If I do another 130, then that should get us pretty much there. That's true, the waypoint will need moving, you're quite right. That's not so big a deal. I feel that's one of the easier things for me to sort out. Where's my pipe? There's my pipe. I feel the pipe shouldn't just be floating up in the air like that, but what can you do? Put something underneath it, obviously, but or not run it exactly there. But this is fine, as they say. I do wish I could just drag along here, but then I probably would make a hash of the keeping them all sort of nicely lined up and at the same height. So maybe it's a good thing I can't. Or maybe the maybe dragging should only allow you to change the position in one dimension. So it's like belt building in Factorio. You can. Am I putting all these? I put all these in the wrong way round. Thought I checked that when I first did it. You're too long now. Are you allowable? No. I should tell you where it's too long. I mean, if I split it there, okay, that's all right. So I can cut that there, and then put in a chunk of foundation. You're not foundation. Chunk of foundation under here, like that. Then I can put in a pump. Oh, is there an alternate? Oh, is it a different form of pump? Oh, I see. Oh, so it is. Sweet. I hadn't noticed that. So I can do a high voltage pump like that. No, it's going that way. Hang on. No, it's going that way. Is that right? I'm suddenly doubting myself. No, that's wrong. I was right to doubt myself, but did the wrong amount of doubt at the wrong time. So let's try that again. So pump. Yes, you're a high voltage pump. You want to go that way. Yeah, there we go. There are the arrows. Put you there. And then we don't need any of this nonsense. I did not realise that the pumps could be run on high voltage. That's really useful. Someone had told me that they could be, I think. But they hadn't told me that it was a different mode, just that it was a thing they could do, and so I didn't realise. Yes, absolutely agreed. Yeah, the big advantage of running the power is that I was able to power that pump, and I may well need another pump at some point. I feel like when you start needing pumps on things like this, it's kind of the game's way of telling you that maybe you're using the wrong system for transporting the. Transporting the fluids at that point, and I should be using one of the aeroplanes. But transporting fluid by aeroplane seems like a silly idea. I think maybe when trains come out, then yes, that'll feel sensible. But aeroplanes, fluid by aeroplanes seems silly. Right, am I in the right place? Sweet, I'm in exactly the right place now. Right, let's back you up like 10. That's not 10, that's 19. Because typing is hard. Pivot. Actually, how? Yeah, I'm a little bit off still. Pivot again. And travel. No, travel, that one. Just driving at this point. Blocked by obstacle, okay. Am I in a suitable place? Yes, this will do. Alright, so this distance is going to be like 20. Not very far at this point. I'm nearly there. And I feel like I don't actually want to punch straight into the oil patch because it might leak all over the floor. No, that. There, two. We'll run one right into the corner like that, and then the next one. Oh no, we won't. That's not what I want to do. Because actually, I want to fill this hole in here, at least at this height where the power is. Like that. And then continue the cable. We'll put one. Yeah, okay, it's there, even though I don't strictly speaking need to. Where have I got to? Okay, we'll do another 20. So we're not quite there yet, but we're very, very close. Yeah, exactly. Transporting oil by air seems like a very silly idea for many, many reasons. Like, it's really heavy. I suppose crude oil isn't actually particularly flammable, so there isn't that danger at least, but still, it doesn't feel like a good idea. But yeah, fluids tend to be extremely dense and therefore not the ideal thing to shove in an aeroplane. Right, okay, I think we're close enough now. Oh, actually, what if I carry on? No, let's go up from here. It does amuse me quite a lot that this machine can dig in up, down, left, right. Well, up and down as well as sideways. Yeah, yes, you're right. Hazmat issue. There'll be all kinds of hazmat issues with transporting it around. I do agree. Right, I think we need to carry on upwards because we haven't breached the surface yet. Although that might just be because I opened the area up a little bit. And we might be able to just go forwards from here. Oh, there we go. We are flying into the air just like a brick doesn't. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's just, punch a hole through here because it'd be silly to go up to go down again. So I want to go from about there to there to about there. That'll do. That's a big enough hole, I think. Big enough hole to run a pipe through. Then drop back down here again. And did I? Oh no, it's still floating up there. Sweet. Okay. So we'll run this across to here. And then I need an up pipe here. So that's going to be a rotator that way. Yes. I still haven't entirely got the hang of rotating pipes in the third dimension, but we'll get there. I can get there eventually, at least. Right, so that comes to there. And we have some more bendy bits like this. Yeah. And nope. What's the other one? That's not what I meant to do. What's the other rotation? Oh, H. Right, and then rotate that around to there. Okay, so there's my pipe more or less. Let's get the power out as well, and then we can start putting in the pump jacks and get stuff actually flowing. There to there and there and sure, let's do that, and then we'll have a small pylon on the top of here that can feed the power down to everything down here, probably. Okay, and now it's the pump jacks, which I've probably got in here somewhere. I don't even know what they're called, but hopefully they'll be really obvious. What are you? No, you're a distillation column. You're a pump jack. Nice. Oh, they actually are called pump jacks. Sweet. Right, so we're going to run a pipe up the middle of here. So we put you there and there and there and there. And can I stick another one on the end? Yeah. And then opposite, there, and there, there. This is probably massive overkill, but I've got 10 of them in my inventory, so I'm going to put them all down and save some inventory space. Then it's pipe time. Pipe. I'm impressed I've still got pipe left, actually, to be honest. He says, looking to see if he's actually got any pipe left. Oh, Pete. Yeah, I've still got 135 pipe left. I am quite impressed that I actually brought enough. That doesn't seem very much like me. So one of them there, and there. I do. On the one hand, I very much appreciate putting in the individual pipe shapes so that you can run pipes right next to each other, unlike Factorio. But on the other hand, sometimes just being able to drag a pipe to sort of vaguely in the vicinity of the machine you want to use it is extremely handy. So I'm going to redesign my pipe a little bit here. So we're going to have that come across to here. We're going to get rid of this rotational bit here, bring that up a little bit higher, like that, and then whack in a corner on the top here, like that. And then, yes, of course, a pipe going horizontally between the two. There we go. So that's that. That's the pipe finished. Lovely. Now the question is, can I get power from up here to down there? And the answer is probably going to be no. But I'm going to try it anyway because I'm a foolhardy. Like, oh, we can. Sweet. So I now go a bump, 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 bump. No, not you. I can't even see it. There it is. Give me cable. Cable, 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 cable. Right, they're all now pumping merrily, and this pipe has a grand total of. Come on, tell me about the pipe. It was modified 39 seconds ago, so it'll tell me all about it in a minute. But at the moment, there is none in it, supposedly. But I think that's just because this is we're waiting for this to update, probably. Oh, and actually no, it's probably because the other end is just slurping it all straight back out again. Yeah, so we're chucking. Oh, there's a pump halfway down, so the pump is going to be emptying the pipe as fast as it fills up. That kind of makes sense. It does kind of make sense, so we can't really tell at this point how well we're doing on filling that back up again. But I'm optimistic that 10 pump jacks should be plenty. Exxon Valdez, but head drop from 30,000 feet. Nice. Uh, 1,800 barrels can be transported by an aircraft. Okay. Sure. I guess presumably that's just been taking the weight of a barrel of oil and the lifting capacity of a beluga or something like that, and it's going, yeah, this will be fine. What's the worst that could happen? All right, so we're chucking in 18,000 litres and we're chucking out 18,000 litres. So at this point, I think we are still playing fill up, and that's because there's 5 litres in it. So we're still filling this up as quickly as we can. But all these machines are now running, so we can see that we now have a supply of oil going in here. They can run, and we're making plastic again. Lovely, just what we need. Can't even really see the gaps from when it was a problem. So hopefully also, wherever the machine was that I was looking for the alumic acid is now also going to be happy. There seems to be, yeah, I think this is crude. Yeah, there we go. There's the crude, and the pipe is. Yeah, I think the pipe's filling up. It drops a little bit from time to time. It drops quite a lot from time to time, but it does. But it's getting higher. The lows are getting higher, so I think that is filling up. We've got water. Yes, you are. You're probably not an issue. You are paint, I think. So that's going to take a while to filter through until that's ready to start actually working again. The big question is, are all of our all the machines that are producing things producing enough of those things in order to keep everything happy when it's in a sort of steady state? Now over here we are, yes, once again, now we've got, so the alumic acid has made it through to here, and we are now starting to make the energy cells again. So after all of that, we're making energy cells. That's basically what I've been looking into this whole time. It turned out, yeah. So there was many stages through here that had failed, but it turned out to be because the reservoir had dried up here. So I've now tapped this one over here, and that seems to be working. I don't know if we're making enough of the energy cells, but we're making them as fast as we were ever making them before. So if it's ever been okay, it's all right now. Yeah, I don't think this game models things like water hammer and fluid sloshing around inside pipes and things like that. It's just sort of, is it in the pipe? Yes. Then it can be pulled out of the pipe at the other end, which is probably a good thing, because otherwise my computer would be kicking out even more heat than it currently is. Yeah. So yes, that seems to be working again. I think we're going to need some time to find out whether it's working well enough, whether we need more of these machines. There is room for another fluid assembler on the end here that could be making a few more of them, and that would increase the production rate by about 20%. As long as we're making enough electronic components, which we probably are. And there's room on this end if I remove this pillar, or moved this pillar. So potentially we could squeeze another one in on this end as well and increase things by 40%. We'll wait and see though. I'll leave that for a little while to catch up and see how it gets on. Speaking of having left things to catch up, let's go and have a look at how the science is doing over here. We're making the purple sciences. badly appears to be the answer. Why is nothing happening here? What is this input that we don't have any of? Plastic. Oh, plastic. Okay. So that is the problem we just solved, but it takes so long for the plastic to flow from the plastic production area there down the massive tunnel that I dug last week with the boring machine to here that, well, although the problem has been fixed, we haven't noticed that it's been fixed yet. So that's going to take a moment or 5. I don't even know how to get into that tunnel to go and investigate, see how far along the plastic. Oh, there's some. Okay, it's starting to appear again now. So I guess eventually that'll start to. Hopefully we're producing it here faster than we're actually using it. I think we must be. Well, I think we should be, because it was. I was going to say it was okay before, but then we had a shortage of copper before, so I wouldn't like to say for sure. But we'll let this run for a moment or two and then see how it gets on. I could try and upgrade the entire belt to yellow, but I don't think there's any point, because I strongly suspect that the machines that are putting the plastic onto this belt are only going to be producing it at a red belt speed. So it would mean that yes, we get a sudden burst of it, but then it would just start to. But then it wouldn't come through any quicker later on. Although now it actually does appear to be filling the red belt, so that's coming through at a nice rate. And if we look over here, yeah, we've got most of the machines are now stocked up. We've got 2/3 of them running, 5/6 of them running, and there we go. There's the last one getting some plastic now and starting to run. So yes, there is, and there we go. It's backing up now. So we do easily have enough plastic coming through here. That is fine. We just had a woeful shortage of. Actually, why was? Oh, and also, yeah, also it was this purple goop over here for making more of the pistons. That was the other problem. That was a more immediate problem, but that sort of fixed itself a little bit more quickly and was a little bit less obvious from the air because I wasn't looking at those machines. But that's bringing over. I don't even know what type of olumite. Let's have a look. Low density olumite to use as lubricant in the pistons. But those are now being made. They've made it halfway along the machines. Now that purple armadillo is still knocking around. It turns out he's not been scared away by all the machine noises, which I guess is probably a good thing. I don't know whether I feel like we're making these fast enough or not. They seem to all be disappearing into that machine. But it might just be it has quite a large buffer to fill up. In fact, it probably is. It's a large buffer to fill up, but then a very slow recipe. Because, yeah, that's got up to 34 or 35 of them. This one's up to 36, so there we go. That's at 36 now. But it's only a third of the way through, or quarter of the way through its actual production. So now it can start passing them on to here, where we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. How many go into these packs? This is ridiculous. Or maybe it produces multiple packs. It produces 4 packs at a time. Okay, so it's only 3 pistons per pack, but it's 12 per build. So it loads up to 36 before it lets any go past. But it takes 240 seconds. Well, in assemblage, it takes 160 seconds, so 2.5 minutes, more than 2.5 minutes, to run all the way through. So yeah, we've got quite a lot coming here. It takes a really what I'm saying is it takes a really long time to fill the buffers up along here, and it may not actually be a problem. I'm not certain. Which one's 3 a minute? So these are. Oh, I shouldn't be looking at the machines because it doesn't tell you on them. That's Factorio. Components. These guys are 5 seconds. So I'll make 12 of these per minute, and then these use 12 every 2.5 minutes. So each one of these machines can run 2.5. 1, 5, 10, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That one. So yeah, they're not all going to run, but they are mostly going to run, and I think that's probably fine. You can zoom in on the panels by pressing E, yes, but it doesn't tell you all of the information that I would like. Oh, actually, it does tell me the rates up here. That's quite nice. I hadn't internalised that knowledge, so that is quite good. So yeah, 4.5 a minute for that, and 12 a minute there. So actually, no, it's 4 times then. Hang on. 4. Did I say 4.5 per minute? Yeah, 12. So it's almost 3. So yeah, my 2.5 was pretty close. So yeah, we're going to run out to about wherever it was I pointed at. You know what? Let's put in 2 more machines, and then I should have enough to. Let's select the correct mode first. Select area. There to there, to there, to there, and pop. And confirm paste. Doop. There we go. Make a few more. Why not? And that should, I reckon, probably be enough to run the entire row, which is producing them. So I don't even know what rate it's producing them at, but probably sufficient. Yeah, it's actually definitely sufficient. The belt is starting to back up along here. So, and I do have, and I have research running at the moment. So that's probably a sign that I need more of these research labs. But to be honest, it's probably enough. There's not that many more researches to do, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're doing mining efficiency and pump jack efficiency. Actually, they are worth having. I do want to find out about the blast furnace, but I think I'm just going to have to wait for that. Okay. I think I'm okay with this. We are clearly making them faster than we're using them, so that seems to be all right. Okay, so let's have a look at my to-do list. Recycle soil, can't do that. Green soil, yeah, did that. Pink science, done that. More solar, I have done that. Have I done that more to the point where I'm actually producing all of my electricity from solar these days? I don't know how to tell. And I can come along here and I can look at the grid stats. And I can say, up here, we're currently discharging the batteries because it is presumably night time. It is currently, yeah, beginning of the night. Okay. So looking at this, the batteries are not as charged as I would expect them to be for beginning of the night. I'll be interested to see how low they get by the end of the night. But all the steam turbines are currently disabled, which is what we want. 200 solar panels are... I don't know how much power 200 solar panels produces. I should probably go and look. But we're using basically just over 90 megawatts. And I guess we'll come back and see. We'll keep an eye on the batteries, see how they go. But we've not had any power problems. But that could be because all the steam turbines are kicking in the middle of the night. Yes, the turbines are all automatically disabled. So they've all got the steam turbines have got batteries next to them. In fact, I'll go and show you because this is interesting. The steam turbines over here have got a battery next to them, which is then connected to them via the circuit network, telling them to only kick in when the battery gets down to something like 20%, I think. So yeah, we're plugged in there with this massive cable. Comes along here. I think I do it through this. No, I can't remember how to interfere with one of these things. Oh yeah. Yes, if the battery gets below 20%. However, the geothermal power underground kicks in if the batteries get below a bit higher number. I think it's about 40-50%. So we'll kick the battery. The batteries will kick in first. No, we'll run off the batteries until they get down to a certain point. Then the geothermal will kick in. And then if we're really struggling, then the straight coal-fired will kick in. Because basically using it in order of efficiency, in order of the amount of coal it uses, basically. And I notice this is down to now, it's approaching 50%. So I think this needs expanding, especially as it is only 10 o'clock in the evening. So, okay, that is clearly not going to be enough to run the factory overnight. Well, that said, I say it's not going to be. It wasn't fully charged at the beginning of the night, but it's going down pretty quickly. So I think we are powering the factory quite a lot from non-renewable resources at the moment. So I would like to fix that. So I'll come back over here. More solar, definitely more solar. Probably a few more batteries, but mostly more solar at this point. Which is made not here. Here. Gimme. I'll get some more batteries as well, because, or will I? How many have I got in my inventories? I've got quite a few solar panels actually. So I'm apparently maybe I was mid-expansion at the end of the last stream. I've got 2 batteries. Yeah, 2 batteries large. Okay, we'll get some more. You're not batteries, large or otherwise. Your batteries. So 25 of those. And there go all of the energy cells that we've managed to make. But never mind. 4. These build quite slowly. And I'm not waiting. I'm far too impatient for things like that. Ooh, off to get more green circuit? Yeah, off to get more green circuits. Nice. Okay. Right. I would like to select a new area. I would like to go from there. That's 1 block, 2 block, 3 blocks. 3 blocks, I think, is 3 blocks is a number. We'll go with that. See how we get on. So I want to copy from there to there, and to there, and I want to do a copy and place, and then I want to stretch this out this way, boink, like that. And I'm going to need to do some cleanup here. So I'll take out any terrain, any decor, and then we'll see that we've not got anything blocked, hopefully, and we can do a confirm based. And I was a bit short of batteries, a bit short of solar panels, but otherwise everything went in. Always the way. Oh no, I've run out of cable as well, which is but it didn't tell me about that because that would be helpful. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11? 13 more solar panels, 3 more batteries, and a quantity more cable. And then I'll need to come back out and fix the cable as well. 13 solar panels is going to take a while to build, which is a little bit annoying, but oh well. Solar panels are from there. And we've used all of the energy cells. Good. We've got 9 of them. 9 is not 13. Maths with Laurence. Take those. Right. So once again, it is these little guys coming through. They're not being made fast enough, I think. Let's put in another machine to make some, and see how we get on from there. 5 from 5 is actually about right. So we'll take out that hill, boom, and then put in some more block there. In fact, could I get in 2? Probably. Well done that, right, and then we're going to want to copy paste this, aren't we? So we'll start with this machine here, I think. I'm going to. Never mind. We'll go and sort it out later. So we want this machine. So it's that to there and across to there and up to there. We'll do a copy and place, and then if I go 1, 2, 3, let's build it out to there and see what breaks. So I'll demolish, and there's not going to be any terrain or decor in the way. Let's do a confirm paste. There's 10 things that are blocked, but how many of those are blocked because they've already been done? Like here, for example, we've got multiple inserters inserting, so we don't need that to be there. This one is never going to get any glass, which is a problem. So that will need to actually go there. Ooh, no, okay, apparently that can go there. No, it can't. Yeah, it'll have to go there. Not there. But then we have the problem with the iron, which is going to need to be moved out as well. So we'll put in the... in fact, you know what? Okay, right. Let's paste again. There we go. So now I've got those bits. But we'll lose that one because it doesn't need to be there. Then I need to get the iron into... Oh, and that. And that. Then I need to finagle the iron in here. So we'll do that. Now we need an up ramp. We need to be that way around, and then the belt needs to come around like that. There we go. Tiny little bit of harmless spaghetti. That should now work. We should get the iron coming. Yeah, the iron is flowing through. Presumably it's being swallowed up by the machines that need it. And then eventually, was it? Yes, there we go. It's coming through there. So that's all of that. Then over on the other side, this one is not going. This one's not going to get any electronic components unless I put. Are you making electronic components? Yes. Okay. So if we put your output there. No. That's not it. That's just put a load of copper cables onto the electronic components bus line. Fail. Let's tidy that up then, because those are not supposed to be there. I think that's probably now alright. Okay, so can I get an output from this machine? Yes. So if I put your input there, and then I pull up that, and that, and that, then we can put the output from that one. This is awful. Yeah, you're right. We can put the output from that one there, and then the input on this one here, and then we can tell that one to be an output. And then we should see that's still the wrong type of inserter. Then we can put the right one in there like that. And there we go. Now that can pull in from there. I don't know if I'm going to be producing these electronic components fast enough, but at least it's a step in the right direction. We then need one of these here so it can output the its battery packs. Its energy cells as it makes them onto here. Assuming it is in fact making them. Why are you sad? You don't have any alumic acid. So I bet it's that pipe. There's a pipe up here. Yes, that pipe is going to be a problem. So we'll remove that and then we'll put that in. No, we'll put that in there instead. There we go. I didn't build this with expansion in mind properly, it turns out. And then we'll suddenly find out this pipe is empty because we're suddenly using the alumic acid, I think, faster than we're making it. Great. At least the machines are now hooked up and I'm going to say potentially working. They're getting all of the inputs they need. They're just not getting in. We're just not making enough alumic acid, so I need to go back and fix that as well now. Which is this pipe along here, along here. It's being made all the way over here. Crikey! And then there's 4 machines making it, and that's just not enough. I guess it's just not enough. We are producing 400 and dumping out all 400. Right. How could we possibly exceed the throughput capacity? Okay. It's probably fine. Yeah, so we're just straight up not producing alumic acid fast enough. That's not too surprising. I think this is going to be just some more copy paste. What are the inputs we need for this? Okay, so we're bringing in crushed coal, and then we're outputting alumic acid. I'm just going to extend this side for the time being. I think that might be all right. I'm going to extend this pipe first though, because otherwise we're going to run into the standard missing bits problem. And also this pipe and the other one as well, actually. So that one and that one. So yes, there. Now I should be able to do another copy paste. Let's have this final machine. So we want that. Yes, we want. Oh no, we need the foundations as well. So we actually want to go from down here. I need to select an area. Right, I want to go from here to here to wherever, and we can do a copy in place, and we go. I would like to have. Let's have 3 more. I won't have the bits for it probably, but let's have 3 more just for fun. So I'd like to clear up that, and then confirm page. What have I not got? There's going to be stuff I've not got. Oh no, I had everything. It's amazing. So these should, as soon as the crushed coal passes along here, these should all then just kick in and start producing acid as well. I was going to say I don't see any animation on here, but 2 of them are running. Have we got another input shortage? What are you supposed to be? Okay, this is input from a distillation column, so it's Olyumite gas. Right, okay, so we need to follow that one back. Oh, good grief, that's being done here, in this spaghetti. Is this the same spaghetti that we expanded up here? No, this is making low density Olyumite. This guy is making Olyumite gas, okay. And there's none in it. So we've got several machines. Oh, you're not doing anything. Why are you not doing anything? That feels like a mistake. You seem to be hooked up to all the same pipes as the other one. Do these look the same to everyone? So we've got the feeding in the Olyumite there, and then over here we've got the low density. Actually, no, I don't think it is. That's the waste gas being taken away, but it's not hooked up to. It's not hooked up to any output. That's curious. Okay, well in that case, I see no reason why it can't start making low density Olyumite like this one. Like that. And then we'll find that over here we've got a low density Olyumite output. Yes, we have. Oh, sorry, Olyumite gas output rather. I'm glad I did a copy paste, because if I'd done it any other way I'd have got it wrong. So this pipe here is no, press the right button, Laurence. No, this is the dump thing. It's this pipe that also goes along the side of here to this machine. What are you doing? You are making paint. Okay. So I need to tap into this. I need to link this pipe to this. No, to this output. I think it might be spaghetti time. So we're going to remove this pipe and we're going to replace it with a T-piece, which is going to be pointing upwards like that. Then we're going to have another. We're going to have a straight and then a down corner like that, and I don't actually need to go down again. Come to think of it. Give me another one of those. No, that way up. There we go. And coming this way. That can come over to about here. Oh, pipes are a bit of a... Pipes are a faff. Now, the main reason these pipes are a faff is because I'm spaghettiing in something absolutely awful over here. Give me that. So it's not entirely... They're not normally this bad. Can we rotate this pipe, please? Thank you. And then there, and okay, I'll put that one in first. Boom, and then no, X, no, T, yes. Come on, go in the, tiny go in the right place. Are these not compatible fluids? No. What's going on here? Have I gone to the wrong machine? No. Right, you're holding Olyumite gas. You're holding nothing. Olyumite gas. Right, yeah, they should link together without any problems. Yeah, put pipe in there. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't go before, but it's in now. So that has, in one fell swoop, doubled my Olyumite gas production. It's still probably not going to be enough. I suspect I'm going to need to put some more of these distillation columns on the top of here and start making the Olyumite gas up here as well as low density Olyumite. But that's a step in the right direction, I feel. However, I do also, if I'm being honest, I feel like that step in the right direction was probably more effort than it was actually worth to get those different, to get the it processing the extra fluids like that. I think I probably should have just come up here and done this from the start. Put another 3 of these in up here, and Olymite gas. So the question is, was this system hanging on okay beforehand and it's just all been thrown completely out of whack by running out of all of the fluids? Or has it always been a bit problematic and it's just not been, I've not noticed, and somehow it's just kind of somehow hung on mostly? And also, I probably should turn some of these round. This one in the middle. Where are you getting your Olymite in? Here, okay. So I could bring another pipe across from there. Right, let's rebuild this and follow the patterns I've set over here. Which means the second one goes in, spun round like that. And then the third one, spun round again. And we can even put in a fourth one, like that. Although it's going to need a little bit more foundation if I do. Which I've run out of. Lovely. The slowdown. Yeah, I don't think spaghetti slows the game down, but it does slow me down when I'm trying to get around the factory. So that's kind of fair. These are out of whack. I hate it. I'm going to move all of this across one square, as you do. So you are perched precariously on the edge. So if I wanted to put more in, we put a second row in probably here, so there's definitely room for any pipery to happen. And then we'll put the third row in here. I hope by the sheer what's name of 50/50s I've managed to get these the same way around. Otherwise I'm going to have to pull them up again, and swap them over. So, right, so this is the Olymite, goes over to here, and no, that's waste gas. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, start again. This time, the end one has its panel pointing the near way. So that goes there, flip, flip, flip. Right, and now paste that onto there. Now, hopefully, we've got our crude Olymite here, which we run a pipe. So I can run a pipe from here if I rotate and rotate. There we go, perfect. And then again, over what height are you? You're 1 down. So put one of these in here, and then rotate, 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 boop, like that. And then I can run a straight pipe from there. And I've run out of pipes. Time to go get more stuff. Am I putting pipes into anything yet? I know I thought about it, but I can't remember if I actually did. Yes. This is why I had a decent amount of pipes beforehand, because I've been starting making them in larger numbers. So the things that I'm getting through crazy quantities of, like pipes and foundation, I'm starting to actually make in large quantities, or stockpile in large quantities, so I don't go completely insane. Right, where was I? Yes, you then need to connect from there to there, and bloop, just like that. Boom! We've got our low density. We've got our crude Olymite going into these first 2 machines. So that's going to be fine. Except I now also need to run it to both of the other machines. So let's pull out this piece of pipe here and replace that with a no, not 6, just a 4-way. A 4-way is fine. And then run pipe from there to there and to there. I wonder if it'd been easier to bring it over from there. Might have been actually, but never mind. This way they all feel a little bit more self-contained, which feels better somehow to me, I think. Don't ask me to justify that. go. This is kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, trying to get all these pipes in the right places. And it's a bit, I will admit it's a little bit of a mess, but you know, it's kind of working. Except when I misclick like that. Right, so there's my inputs. Next up is the... some of these are going to have waste gas outputs. No, this is the good output. This is nothing. This is the good output. Right, okay. So... if I stick a T on here, and on here, then they're good for if I need to expand it in the future. We've got the right sort of pipes in place already. Oh, I'll need to put a T piece on the end one actually, but you know, it's mostly there. And this comes across here as well, like that. And then I guess we take it. So if I take it straight down from here, then if I do try and extend it this way, it'll interfere with the other pipe runs. The alternative is to go up and over the top of here and then down here, but then it needs to go down here anyway, and we need to link it to that pipe anyway. So yeah, I think the sensible thing here is going to be to go through the gap in the middle of here, but slightly higher up. So I pull that out, and then put in a T here, the other way up, like that. There we go. I think I've got recipe set. I haven't got recipe set on that one. I think I've got recipe set on all the other ones. Did you? Oh, hydrate. That's a good idea. I knew I'd seen a flicker on chat, but I was looking on the chat screen, but I was looking the wrong way to tell which of the many windows it was on when it came in. All right, so do that, and then straight through the middle of here. Then it's going to be down, isn't it? Like that. Then I'm going to put in a four-way cross here, like this, but rotated like that. Then I can put in my T-pieces along here. What? If I get it the right way around, like that. Are you, yes, you are one of the outputs. It's you and you. Then we go back to the straights. Goes over to here. Doesn't actually do anything, but I'll put it in anyway because I've got plenty of pipe at the moment. I'm sure there's some foolishness in that idea, in that like phrasing an idea and so on, but I don't care. So we've got that. Right, now we need to have the pipe going down from here to here, and then I'll check that this is the correct pipe. It looks right. It's got the same kind of goop in it. I say that. There we go. All you might gas. Yes, that's correct. So now I can remove that piece and put in a T again, which is that way. Yes, that way. I can't see what I'm doing. Suddenly it's trying to put it somewhere weird. There. Right, now the all you might gas shortages are hopefully a thing of the past. He says, watching it all just vanish into hungry machines. But we've gone from one machine making all you might gas to 6. Oh, but we're not going to... Oh, I haven't dealt with the waste gas product yet, so I need to do that. So back up here again. Time for a bit more pipe spaghetti, because these two here, I think, yes, are outputting waste gas. So more pipe required. Another T-piece, rotate it that way, and then... Let's go around the other. Well, let's put in the other one over here as well, because that's going to be outputting waste gas too. This is that one's that's an input. That's fine. So over here somewhere there must be there's probably waste gas being brought. Yes, here is waste gas being brought out. It's being brought out at this height. So if I take out that and put in this, somehow finagled into the right orientation, like so. Then I can have one of these, like that, coming over to here. And then I'm never going to be able to build in there because there's going to be too many meshes to collide with. Actually, maybe I will. Put that there. Put that there, but the right way round. Okay, maybe it's there. Yes, there. And then a vertical there. Okay, so that's hooked up now. We can dump the waste gases out that way. Nice. Let's build this one up from this end because I know what I'm doing now, and it is going to be easier to do it from here. So rotate you like that, then corner, then straight across to. Actually, not yet. Then remove that and replace it with a T-piece like that. Then I can whack this pipe into the corner there, and all will be well. And we can drain all of the waste gases out of the machines here, and it can carry on running. Phew! That was quite an undertaking of pipe spaghetti. Yeah, I mean, it's neat and organised and expandable. If I want more of this, then I can just paste it out as far as I like in any direction I want. It's all completely expandable. Oh, actually, it's not quite because I've got these pipes running across here rather than having them linked along the bottom of here. So actually, what I should have done is had T-pieces there and there, like this. That and that. And then a pipe running between them, like that. And now this can just be copied and pasted and extended if I ever need it to. There might be a little bit of patching up of pipes on the ends just to make sure things are linked up properly, but there aren't going to be any... Oh, no, these should have been crosses. Let's try and get it right. If I'm going to go to this extent, I might as well try and get the whole thing right. Whoop, fall. There we go. And then the other end. This should also be a cross. Not that one. I can't see it. Oops. That needs to be put back. Then we turn it into a four-way. Then we go, no, and yes. And then I can put this back. Right, there we go. So now it's completely self-contained. If I want more gas processing, if I want more Olumite gas, then I can just extend this. I can copy and paste these machines out this way, as far as I need to. And as long as the supply keeps up, then we'll have all of the Olumite gas we could possibly want. So how are we happy now? No, we're still not. Oh, it's broken. No, it's a different machine, different pipe. This pipe is the Olumite gas, and there we go. It's now completely full. That goes off down here, where we are attempting to make acid, and except we are not. Why are we not? Have we run out of coal? The coal supply's run out. This is being one of those streams where every time I try and fix something, I find something else that's broken. So over here, this is where the coal is supposed to come from. There is supposed to be an aeroplane bringing coal in from the coal mine over this way. So I guess we need to go and find out why this has stopped and then cry a little bit. Okay, the plane is sat there, so the plane hasn't disappeared. That's a good sign. Good, happy about that. At least that we haven't actually lost the plane. But there's no coal coming up out of the ground. Have we exhausted this patch? How do I get down there? There's a freight elevator there. Is there a hole in the ground to go through? If I ping it, is there anything? No. Okay, so the ooh, what's that? I don't know what that is over there. Okay. Oh, that's the teluxite in the vein over there that we're detecting. but for some reason it was only drawing when I point the camera in certain directions. Right, so we have successfully exhausted this coal patch. That's kind of awkward. Pop! I moused over it and it vanished. Great. So there's another one up there. Doesn't look enormous, but there is one. There's one down here. It's quite a long way, but I guess it sort of doesn't matter if we're flying there. There's one down here, which is conveniently close to this airport, where we're doing copper mining and producing green circuits, so sure. There's one over here that's underwater. That's not ideal. There's that one, but we're already using it. I don't know which one's the best one to go for. That one is about that far away, he says, sort of gesturing on the screen with his hand. This one is... Okay, this one is further away. Yeah, these ones are further away. So the nearest one is this one up here. So I guess it makes sense to go for that one. Yeah, I think that's the logical one to go for at this point because it's nearest. Okay, right. I guess I'm going to rip up all of this then and go. Let's have a new coal mine. Start from about here. Oh, you need to actually select something you can demolish. That's a shame. Okay, we'll start from here. We'll go to infinity and beyond, and then we can't actually go quite that far. We'll go to here since that's as far as it'll let me go, and then do that. And run out of inventory space. Yay! Okay, let's have a look at my inventory. Oh, it's because I got an enormous amount of coal. Still, there is still a little bit of space left in my inventory for further destructive potential. So I guess we'll do that again, and we'll go from here to here to infinity, and pull up that, and that, and that. And I guess now we have a way of getting down there at least, so that's a start. But I'm just going to go and dump this coal out of my inventory first. It's going to mean 800 meters of flying just to get back over there, unload, and then get back out again. But at least it'll give me some inventory space to play with, and because I'm bound to have some problems. Conveniently, I think I've got some solar panels in my inventory already, which are going to come in quite useful for the next thing. Right, so you get all of that coal. There we go. Auto sort. I've still got a load of trash in here I don't really care about, but that's fine. Delete that later. Do I actually have the solar panels? I think I have. No, I've got one battery, and I haven't actually got any solar panels because I went and put them on the. I did actually go and use them, so let's get some of those as well because I'm definitely going to need them, and we'll get some more mining drills because we'll probably need more mining drills if I'm setting up a bigger. In fact, I can get the mining drill 2s. Might as well use those just because they're a thing. Are you mining drill 2s? No. Your assembly machine 2s, which are similar but very, very different. Right, grab those. Also, solar. We've not got any batteries coming through, of course. Got one solar panel. That is not going to bake the mustard. I don't want to run pylons all the way out to that very, very distant patch. Got 3 batteries. There's 4 of those. I think I'm just going to go and cannibalize some solar panels from over here because I am definitely going to need a lot of solar in the new area. Also, I think I need to get... Yes, I need to get more cables as well. So, right. We'll take... excuse me? Why am I not... Oh. I think the game is starting to struggle because my factory's too big and therefore things are not being as responsive as they might be. And the rendering is fine because my graphics card is perfectly capable of coping with this, but I think the CPU is struggling a bit. And so sometimes when you move area very, very quickly, it's not quite sure what you can do in that area until after you've got there and it's had a bit of time to catch up and think, oh look, but we're now making science packs in all of the machines along here. even though we're actually building up buffers inside the science machines, inside the assembly machines themselves. So, okay, fine. Gimme. Right. Back to the coal. Actually, I've probably got nearly everything I need to build another coal mine at this point. Lights to heaven drawn by the freight elevator. I'll at least get the other half of the freight elevator, and I might as well grab the mining drills and then take them back for recycling. I could also pick up some of these pylons as well, because they're not going to be needed anymore. Hole. Bonk. Yeah, okay, we've not got power here anymore, but yeah, there used to be a giant coal patch in the middle of this. I remember when all this was trees. I mean coal. Take that out. Right, Shift F. Oh, okay. Well, from there to oh, I can't actually get all of this to there to there. Oh, yes, I can. Right. Well, there is now a monument to man's to man's hunger for burnable rocks, also known as a big hole in the ground where there used to be a coal patch. Come on. Pulling these pylons up is almost as much of an effort as putting them out was. You know, actually, I'll just leave them there, I think, because I feel like they're it's not like I need them, and this way they'll be there if I ever need power in this sort of area again. So, we're going to put in a new tag up here. We're going to call it waypoint coal 3, and it can be black because coal. Coal 3. 600 meters, geez, that's quite a long flight. Yeah, so my catchment area, my area of that I'm building in, is getting larger and larger as I'm having to go further and further out to gather resources. I am very much looking forward to getting trains because I feel like that's going to be an important step in the direction of making transporting stuff around over long distances a lot easier. Although, given the terrain we see in this game, I don't know how it's going to deal with that. Right, so coal is here, conveniently under this mountain. Okay. So how far under this mountain is it? Let's get a visual on it first. Okay, that is a long way down. That is, how far down? 76. Jeez, that's a very long way down. There's some iron over here as well. That's sort of useless, but mildly interesting to know about. So I think I'm going to play sort of, not realistically is completely the wrong word, but in a sort of as if I was trying to actually build this. It's sort of in real life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my airport down here in this flat area of desert, because that makes sense. So I'm going to get, nope, not going to do that. I'm going to get this out. I'm going to flatten this area of desert out. How big are these airport things? I can't find it. I don't even know what they're called. So sorting by alphabetically isn't going to help an enormous amount. I mean, I pulled one up. I must have it in here somewhere. Nope, that's a CPU. Oh, there it is. Cargo shuttle pad. It is 31 by 31. So if we dig a hole, and you don't actually need the full 31 by 31 as I remember, but never mind. Dig this hole. Then we can start. Then we can fill it with foundation, and then drop in the airport on top of it, and then feed everything into there. And then I'll use the boring machine to dig a hole through there, and then probably just straight down to the patch as well. And no, I'm not going to do open cast mining here because it's so far down. It would take me forever to drill a hole deep enough to actually spot the coal. So that feels silly. You know, rather than waiting for my bots to do this, let's turn them off, and we'll wait for the aircraft to come out, assuming I'm still in their catchment area, and it'll be interesting to find out whether I am or not. Yeah, no pit. A pit would be a bit too ridiculous. Okay, we're going to go straight into the Xenoferrite ore as we try and get to the Ignium ore. Well, so we'll go off a little bit to the side, so we go past it. So it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll put in my. I will use the boring machine though. Everyone likes the boring machine. I think I like the boring machine anyway. If I can find it in my inventory. Must be here somewhere. Let's search for drill. Because did I leave it in the other tunnel? I think I might have done. I think I might have left it in the other tunnel. Oh, yeah, here are the machines. Right, I'm going to go and get my board. It was the oil mine tunnel as well, so even further away. Sorry guys, I have left my drill in my other pants. Gonna have to fly all the way back over there and get it. Is this another oil patch? That looks like oil to me. Yeah, it is. That's actually not that far away. It makes me wonder if this is... Actually, I say it's not that far away. It's fairly close to the northern end of my factory, but the oil processing is being done quite a lot further south. So, and linking into this previous pipe meant that I didn't have to worry about, didn't have to lay too much more pipe through the middle of the factory. So, maybe it's better. I don't really know. I don't know if running or flying is faster. Flying feels faster, and it certainly feels like it should be faster, but I don't actually know. But I'm going to fly anyway. Oh wait, I didn't leave it in the tunnel. I left it having just flown up out of the tunnel and just hovering in the air like this. No wonder it didn't seem to be in the way. There we go. One boring machine, and I've now got to fly over a kilometre to get back to my coal patch. But oh well, that's my fault for forgetting things. On the way over, maybe I'll just destroy some things that I don't actually want to have, like that, and that. I know actually mineral rocks and gravel are a useful resource, and so's copper, but having it just loose in my inventory, not so useful. I don't need this much biomass, but actually we're going to burn a load of biomass when we put it in the thingying machine anyway, so I'll get rid of that. These are weird types of dirt, which I do not care for. They're just taking up more and more space in my inventory. Okay, we're nearly there. There's the tidying up being done. There, and here's my boring machine. I could start putting the solar out as well, actually, but I will... Actually, yeah, let's put the solar out, so that way we can start charging batteries and stuff like that. Does solar need foundations? I can never remember. It probably does, just because that's another way for it to be mildly annoying. Yeah, it needs foundation. Okay. Fortunately, I have quite a lot of foundation. Put some of that in there, and then put down some solar panels and see how we... And some batteries as well. And I don't really have a feel for how many I'm going to need for a mine like this. It's only a small mining outpost, but then we're using fairly advanced drills, so maybe a little bit. Is your mental health full of spaghetti as well, then, Kaizen? Where is my battery? Have my batteries gone? There they are. Battery. Pump. 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 I think we might be over batteried here, but never mind. I'd rather have too many than too few. Then I'll stick in a small power pole. Stick in a small power pole on the end like this. Boink. And then cable everything together. There we go. And they will charge up gloriously quickly. Lovely. Ah, and here is my airport area. So give some foundation for the a nice foundation for the airport. That's going to be 31 across, 31 by 31, like that, which is significantly bigger than it needs to be, because even though it says the building is 31 by 31, it's not wrong. but it's only the middle of it that touches the ground, so it doesn't actually have to be quite 31 by 31. You don't need that, or rather you don't need that much foundation. You do need that much clearance, but not that much foundation. I could remove quite a lot of this, but I don't care. It's cheap. It's only about 1,000 foundation in there. That'll be fine. Okay, where is that xenophorite patch? Because I don't want to run into that. There it is. Okay, so we'll dig from here, and actually we'll just go straight in. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go off between the two, because if I go between them, then we can potentially use the tunnel for both of them, and I'm not going to run into the ignium, and it's not going to be an awkward. So get the Drillamatron out. Right, that goes there. I think that's going to be all right. Let's do one more ping. One ping only, as they say. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right between the two. In we get. You're going to need some fuel. Have some of that. Where's the patch? It is at... Okay, I wanted to know... Fine. Ping. One more ping only. Hello? There it is. Minus 85, 728. So I need to go 90. Let's go 100, just for fun. Oop, I've done another ping. Red October is going to get sunk. Off we go. Hello, Tobias. Welcome. Well done. Congratulations on catching the Foundry live stream. Yes. Yeah, it's been going pretty well, I would say. We've been I've been digging many holes and running out of many different resources. So I started off the stream trying to find more copper because I had a significant shortage of copper, and that was okay. That was just rerouting some of the copper that was and reprioritizing some of the copper that was running around the factory already. So that wasn't too bad. Then there was a spate of trying to. Then it was just what component am I going to run out of next, and that went. Okay. So far I've had to go off and go and get more oil. Then I had to produce more of a lot of the things that were being made from the oil. Now I've run out of coal, so I'm not getting any more of the one of the olimite things. I forget which. It's been a steady stream of, oh dear, I've run out of this resource, oh dear, I've run out of this resource, and just going out and getting more and more of them. So yeah, things are working quite well. I am now a very long way away from my main factory. But going out to go and get this patch over here. So I think we'll get the actually we could get the drill to drill the hole down and then put the lift in at top and bottom. That'll give me a nice shaft to jump down for ease of transport. So we want to go down, the other down, there we go. And how far down do we want to go? So ping, and it should be just down there. Oh, I've overshot a little bit by about this much. So we'll reverse back up a little bit. Then we need to go down, that was 76, so we need to go down like 60. So actually I'll undo that for now, turn around. Turning. Go back. It's hard to click on buttons when things are moving. Right, let's go back 10, because I think I was saying, oh, it needs to be 90, let's go for 100, that's about 90. I went a little bit too far. So we'll go 10 this way, and you know what, let's check again. Are we now nicely in line with it? Yeah, that's close enough. And so I want to go down, that down, and I want it to go down 60, I think. Let's turn it first, though, because then I can set it digging while I go out and start plumbing in other things like power. So hit the go button and run out the door, and off it goes. Bye-bye. I suppose I could have jumped out the top of it, actually, come to think of it. So it's not. I wouldn't actually been trapped in there. There is a hatch on the top, conveniently. Right, so we're going to need power down there. We're going to run that from here. And you know what? We might as well just use small pylons because it's not going very far. Put that to there, and then to there. And then we'll switch over to wall-mounted pylons. And we'll run them along here. We'll get them fit them the right way around this time. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. And then we can take the power underground like this. It's kind of cool that the rock behind the pylons glows in the colour of the thing you're sort of attaching there. In the thing of the colour of the warning that's coming off it. I quite like that. It looks neat. Weird, but neat. Oh, you're just sitting there merrily bobbing. That's fine. Ping. There it is. There's my oil patch. Right, so let's pick you up. Yoink. And then switch over to my alternative mining system. I've only got 8 of them left. Oh, well, we'll try and use them wisely. There we go. There's the coal. Nice. So I came down in pretty much exactly the right place. I'm pleased with that. I mean, it's not difficult because the numbers are all written in the game, and you just look at where you're trying to go, and then and then try and make the thing drive down to the appropriate distance. So it's not exactly rocket engineering, but it is still quite pleasing to have come out in pretty much exactly the right place with my hole drilling. No, that one. Boom. All the way around, all the way around. Lovely. There's going to be a little bit more opening up needed, sure, but that's fine. So we can bring the power down here. There to. I guess I can put it there. Or should I put it there? I could put it. Ooh, I could put in I could put a piece of rock back in again, actually, like that. Then I can run the from there to there and to wherever it wants to go down here once I've got things built up a little bit. Right, next stage is putting in the foundation. So I'll start with a bit of that. We'll go in fairly low here. So we want that 4 wide, so I've got room for belts and shenaniganery. All the way over to there, and then same on this side. Same height is there. Coming out 4, going over there. I've done it 5, but that's fine. But you know what, let's just fill in this whole area. That and that, and then over here we go from there to there, there to there, and there to there. Right, this is my main. This is going to be my main mining area. We'll put in the mining drills now, and then we'll start thinking about other things as we go along. So I'm going to basically put in as many as I can around here. Because it means as the patch in the middle starts to get smaller and the drones have to fly a bit further, we'll hopefully still be able to get We'll still be able to get the coal out at a useful rate. Now I'm expecting the limiting factor of my mining here to be the aeroplane that's taking it all back to the factory. I'm not sure about that. The planes might be better than I expect them to be, but I'm sort of assuming that. So. Right, no power. That's fine. Let's just fill in this area here as well, because this is a nice area to put the transformer in, and also it'll stop me falling in the holes. So, yes, I'm going to need a transformer. We'll tuck that away in the corner over here. I'm going to use a big one because I've got them, and I see no real reason not to at this stage of the game. I do have one small transformer left, which I could use, but yeah, big ones are fine. It's a little bit oversized, a little bit silly, but it's fine. I think we'll be all right with it. Okay, so the batteries are currently charging. That's good. The mining drills are currently mining. That's also good. My robots have gone red. I'm sure they were they red before from these things? They probably were. Right. The next thing is going to be how we get the coal from here to up here, so we can shove it down. So we can shove it onto these belts and get rid of it. So I would like to have my freight elevator. Ideally, on this side of this hole. I could put it in over here. In this corner. That works quite nicely. Because then we can have the freight elevator over here. Keeps it out of the way, and it's out of the way of that tunnel shaft, in case I want to do anything else with that later. So I think that's a nice idea. Let's go through here a bit. In fact, let's make this a little bit more powerful. And it occurs to me I'm going to need at least a trench like this for the power for the inserters. Right. Oh, and hang on, the freight elevator is going to be bigger than that, isn't it? So my... Hang on a second. I've confused myself with where everything lies. So this is okay. This shaft goes straight down here. So yeah, I want it to be directly adjacent to this shaft, which does mean this column here. So if I get my freight elevator bottom and put it in, where is it? Freight elevator. No, that's an assembler. Freight elevator 2, lovely. If I get one of you guys and put you in here, and say you are the bottom, then it says terrain is blocked. Oh, actually no, there seems to probably be okay. Yeah, that'll be all right. Why are you red? Probably because you're only a bottom. Then over here, I can put in some belts. So we want to have. I'm going to need a little bit more space along here. So a little bit more. Knock out some holes along here like this. That might be slightly more than I need actually, but never mind. No such thing as too much digging. Then I want a yellow belt goes from here to here. Yeah. Freight elevator needs to be one further in. Otherwise, I'm going to struggle with things. I'm going to struggle with the inserters. So I'll put that there. Then try again. Freight elevator 2. Yes, we'll have one of you. We'll put you in there. Yes. Because then, well, I'm still going to need to dig out there and there for inserters. But I can now run that to there and put an inserter there. I'm also going to need exerters all the way along here like this. But that's fine. That's all part of the plan. Take the coal out of these drills. There we go. So that is going to be, that's easily far more than a yellow belt coming out of these drills, but that's good. I mean, it means more is too much is better than too little. Then I come over here and right, I'm going to need to do a bit more mining in this area corner as well. Look at that. And technically I don't. I could have squeezed the belt through, but we can. It's always nice to be a little bit destructive. In fact, there still isn't enough. If I just want to get perfect 90 degrees and one single curve on the belt, then I need this hole to be a little bit bigger. There. So now it's a belt once more. Another one of these going from there to there. And in there. And we need these all the way along here to take the coal onto the belt once again. Right, and that is a coal mine. Boom, just like that. As one major problem with it, we don't have a top end on that elevator, but we'll go up and deal with that in a moment. So just for reference, that is at 717, just in case I need to be able to tell. So fly back up the hole here. With any luck, there'll be visible blue lines. No, there aren't visible blue lines. Okay, so 717 is here. So if I punch through the wall here, there we go, spot on. Just need to open it up a little bit here, and we'll find, yeah, there we go. There's a second corner. You know, it's just occurred to me I'm going to need power up here as well, literally just for the inserters to take the coal out of the freight elevator. I can either run a piece of foundation all the way up the corner of this tunnel, or I could just tuck in another what do you call it in here, transformer, and I can use up that little one I've got left over from previously. Dig out a little bit here, and then all the way along here. That lovely. And right now I can put in the top end of the freight elevator. So that goes there, but you are going to be a top. So that goes there. Nice. And then while that's digging, I'll put in the foundation here like so. And then transformers. That one. go here. And I need a cable to go from here to here, which is a little bit unfortunate. There we go. That's kind of alright. It's the best it's going to get. It'll have to do. Then we have a pair of loaders here like that. These are both in output mode. And we just hook them up to the belts here like that. And when this is finished drilling, we should get a steady flow of coal out there. I think it's still drilling. Yeah, still drilling. All right, well, we'll come back to that. There's plenty more to do on this design. Right, so that's going to be... I don't think I need to do anything else here, so I'm happy to just leave that and then come out here and fix up this bit. So what I would like to do is have a storage box here, but I didn't bring one. The nice thing about having a storage box here is it means you can then load incredibly quickly into the into the landing pad when a plane comes over, and buffer in the chest instead of trying to buffer in the aeroplane, which is a bit of a slow process. I'm guessing I probably don't have the necessary shenaniganery to make a chest. So let's check anyway. And there's lots of zeros around here. So it would have to be at least a logistics container, which requires a load of iron. Now there is an iron ore patch right behind me, and I do have a smelter, so I could do something about that. I'd need steel as well. Ideally, I'd want to make one of the bigger ones. Like the container, the 2 is probably the right one. So for the moment, let's plug this straight into the let's plug it straight into the storage box over here, into the what are you into the landing pad over here, and then I'll come back later and sort of fix up a bit and make it work more efficiently, make it work better, basically. All right. So I then want inserter 6. Boop, boop, like that. There we go. They can both feed it. They'll both feed into here as they. Oh, there's no power here either. Ah. Oh, here comes the coal as predicted. Do I whack in another transformer? It's probably the sensible thing to do. The alternative is to run a piece of foundation all the way along here, and plug it into the same one as the lift, which I think is probably going to be better. I don't know, actually, it's probably cheaper to make another transformer than it is to make all the foundation that I'm about to use. So this might be a little bit silly, but never mind. It's not like resources actually cost anything in this game, because it's, you know, it's your standard factory game logic. Build that out to here, and there we go. Now it's being loaded straight into the airplane. If I go up here, go over to the control panel, I can then choose where to send it to. Take off conditions when completely full. Great. Manage inventory. Don't care. Set destination. I want to send it to coal drop, but that seems to have disappeared. We've only got greens available for some reason. I don't even know if it's called coal drop. I'll have to go back over and check. But we're filling up the plane now. Is this yeah, that's the plane. Do I wait and see if it gets enough? If it goes, no, I don't think I do. I think I head back. And I check out what's, what the other landing pad is called, and then scratch my head about why it's forgot, or maybe just rename it to coal drop and see what happens. That seems like the best way to go. And there is my landing pad, drop-off point. I don't want to drop it at green drop-off, or whatever it was called, because that would be extremely messy and would pollute all of my belts. So we're not going to do that. We'll drop in here instead and go set name. Coal drop. Oh, it's already set. Sweet. It says no incoming cargo ships. I says, but that could be because it's not en route. It's just still sitting over there. So maybe that is now all done. I did say I wanted to put in one of these chests though, so we'll gather the needfuls for making one of those, and then and get that built up. So medium logistics container is iron, steel, and some advanced machinery parts. Here's some iron. I wish the game would tell you how much you are holding when you pick up something. So if you pick up a load of steel, it'd be nice if each time you picked one up, a number appeared to tell you you now have 20 steel, you have 25 steel, you have 30 steel, whatever. Oh, here's the components I need as well. I think there's only 5 of those. So now I can make a logistics container. I've still got some green belts, good. I've still got some loaders. Yeah, still got some loaders. Right, let's go and finish that off so it'll buffer nicely, even when the plane isn't there. I'm also noticing, when I was over there, I did notice that some of my supplies seem to have stopped. I have a feeling I might also be running out of iron, which is problematic, because we use a lot of iron in this factory, and I don't want to start flying, even though there's a patch just in here, but I don't want to start flying it in by aircraft, because I don't think that's going to be sufficient to keep up. Yeah, not sure. Okay, so we pull up. Actually, we don't. Pull up this and this. There we go. That'll mean I won't end up carrying too much coal. Pull up these belts here, because we don't want yellow belts here. Yellow belts are not fast enough. Did you just pull up the foundation as well? Okay. Right, so we're then going to have another set of these the other way around, like that. Okay, I'm going to need to mine under here as well and put some more foundation. Fine. I don't believe the containers need foundation, though. That's one sort of saving grace of this whole system. Right, so fill that, and sure, why not? Right, now I can put down that container I built, that thing. Oh, I already had one. Oh, for goodness sake, Laurence. Right, so put that there, and then along here, I can put in green belts going from there to there, there to there, there to there, there to there. 4 is going to be enough, I reckon. You can be in output, output. Output, output. Then, oh, I do need more foundation. Actually, I only need a little bit more foundation. That can come over here like that. Fill those in there, and these belts have, of course, come up in just the wrong place. We are going to end up with some coal in our inventory. And that could come over to here. And that one to here. There we go. And then a couple of inserters there and there. Then I want you to take the coal that I picked up. There we go. And that'll shove that. So that now means we've got 2 yellow belts bringing coal up from the mine. I could potentially upgrade these to greens, but then I think then the elevator wouldn't be able to cope. I could put in a second elevator, and then it would be able to cope, and we'd be able to bring 2 green belts up at a time. But I think 2 yellow belts should be sufficient, especially as it's now being buffered in here, which means when the plane comes back, there will be lots of coal in this container because it's filling up nicely. And so it will then dump at the rate of 4 green belts straight through here into the airport, into the aircraft, and hopefully load the aircraft up very, very quickly. So that's going to be a significant improvement. Right, now it's time to go back to the factory and work out what the next problem is, because I'm pretty sure I saw one. I saw some empty belts in the mall, and that's a concern. Oh, on the way, when I get back, I will also check that the coal is being unloaded properly and that things seem to be rattling through in the way that I would expect them to. Yep, there the plane has landed. That's good. I imagine it's probably unloading some coal. Yes, there we go. So the coal there, you can see the coal is pouring out along these green belts and filling up this chest. It's now 1,000 and whatever in there. The plane is down to, I don't know how much. Plane is mostly empty. There's only like 500 left. So we've not got quite as much of a buffer brought over as I would have hoped for, but we are pouring it out then at a steady 1 yellow belt. So if we're loading it into the logistics system at 2 yellow belts and then unloading it at 1 yellow belt, I hope that's going to be enough. It's just then down to whether the plane can fly back and forth and load and unload quickly enough to keep the system happy. I'm hopeful, but I'm also not sure. May need to set up another coal mine and another aircraft. I don't know if you can do 2 to 1 like that. If you can have many liftoff points all going to the same landing point, but we'll find out someday, I'm sure. And so eventually, that will get over to, where was it? It was somewhere over here, wasn't it? Yes, this was supposed to be a coal supply coming up here to allow us to make. Well, this is supposed to be a coal supply to allow us to make plastic, but it was something else. No, this is a coal supply to allow us to make alumic acid. I take it back. So yeah, when the coal finds its way through all of the underground belt systems to get to here, because I can fly quite a lot quicker than the belt moves, then we should see crushed coal coming through here and alumic acid coming out of here. Now I notice I've got a some fiddliness going on in here. I think this might need to be upgraded to a green belt just for the sake, just in case, and because I've got them, I feel like I might as well. There we go. We'll see. We'll probably not see how that copes, because by the time the coal's got there, I'll have forgotten about it because I'll got distracted by some other crisis. Right. So here is an empty belt. It is supposed to have steel on it. Spoilers, it does not. Well, yeah, it's got steel going. So there is some steel being made, but not very much of it. What? Oh, that's because coal. All right, that's all right actually. If we've got a steel crisis because of the coal crisis, that's actually the same crisis. So when I fix one, it'll fix the other one. So maybe it's not quite as bad as I thought, and we are actually okay for iron. What are you supposed to? Oh, your pipes, which is steel. You are. I have no idea what this belt is. It's coming up from here. Oh, that's the batteries again, which may be steel related. Oh no, that's alumic acid related because of the coal. So I feel like all of the problems are to do with coal, and so now that we're starting to get some coal coming through here, there's not very much of it because it's being split in half and in half and in half and in half in a lot of different places. And there's only a yellow belt going. Maybe I should upgrade some of that yellow belt to green belt, because this is not very much coal. I don't know if you can tell, but this belt does not have very much on it. And that's at least partly because there are a lot of buffers around the factory being filled back up again now that we have a supply of coal. But even so, I kind of feel like I'd like a bit more than that to be coming through. You can see we're getting some crushed coal coming out, and a little bit of it's making it past the very first machine. The alumic acid is almost certainly just vanishing down the into whatever the first hungry machine on the way next up is. Coming back over here, the coal is still flowing out nice and steadily at the yellow belt rate, so that's good. We've still got almost 1,000. Oh, the plane's back again. Sweet. Right, yeah, actually, in that case, I am going to upgrade this to a green belt because I'm impatient mostly. I'm going to get some more green belts before I do too much of this, I suspect. I suspect I'm going to need some more green belts and probably should go and get them before I do too much more of this. Otherwise, we're going to end up with an underground belt like this one, where I can't find the other end of it to try and put the next bit of upgrade in. It's going to be bad enough finding the splitters on these things as it is, but belts. It's going to be bad enough trying to find the splitters and upgrading those, because it doesn't upgrade all the way straight through, like a certain very useful Factorio mod that a friend of the channel has made for me. So I'm going to upgrade that. And then I'm going to go, okay, I don't know where there's going to be a splitter buried somewhere over there that I'm probably not going to be able to get at. But we'll see how that goes. So I would like to upgrade you. Boop. And I would like to upgrade you, but I can't without getting out the actual thing. There we go. Doop. There we go. Right, so now we've got About twice as, basically got twice as much coal coming through here. I'm happy with that red belt going in there because I think that's still just one thing, one area using it. Green belt carries on along here, then it goes underneath here. Oh, I can see some green through there, so that's apparently working. Then it's gone yellow by the time it gets to here. This is approximately what I was afraid of. So, am I going to be able to upgrade that splitter from here? No. I'm going to be able to upgrade this belt, but there's a splitter in the middle of the belt that is limiting this, and that is probably going to be underneath some of this. Let's try digging down here and having a look. Hey, I can see the splitter. Maybe I can upgrade it from here. Yeah, there we go. That's what we like to see. So now we've got... This isn't a full belt coming out here by any means, but the fact that we're now able to chuck a full green belt probably into the back of that, and it can deal with it. Some of it's going off the other way, but most of it is still going this way. So that's done just what I wanted. I can now fix that hole I made. And that comes over to here, where we've then got another yellow splitter, but with it going off in two different directions, so we'll upgrade that as well. Boop. There we go. At this point, it's going on to two yellow belts, both of which are going into the petrochem area. I feel like at this point, I've expanded it far enough that it's probably okay. And I think that yellow belt wasn't running at full yellow belt speeds. So here we go. Here's lots of coal coming in now. It's making okay. We've got basically all the machines are now crushing, so that's pretty good. Got a lot of the coal dust coming out now, and then it's all getting immediately swallowed up by the first machine. So that sees it. So maybe I am going to need a few more crushers along here. That said, how are we doing with our output? What you're the alumic acid, aren't you? So if we take a look at this, it is still all being drunk up as fast as it's being made. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I guess I can expand. Oh, what are you? Are you a Crusher 1 or a Crusher 2? I think you're a Crusher 1, aren't you? Yes, you are. Right, so let's upgrade these to Crusher 2s because I can. Or alternatively, just put one on the top of them. No, do what I obviously mean you to do, not what you just feel like randomly doing because you're a pain in the what's name. Right. When I go and pick up more mining drills and crushers and things, I should try and remember to offload any of the slower ones that I've already got in my inventory, because otherwise I'm going to have an enormous number of Crusher 1s in my inventory because I've been upgrading everything to Crusher 2s, and possibly the same with the mining drills. Ah, there we go. Now we have borderline close to sort of maybe it's enough, and if you sort of squinted it in the right way, kind of amount. So that's looking better. All of the machines are running now, so we're making the alumic acid at the rate we're hoping to start making it at. And how happy is it? There's some in there, so that is actually, it's not completely it's going up, it's going up. Nearly made it to 200 that time before it started to drop again. I feel like it's being produced faster than it's being used, so I'm kind of okay with that. It's only just, but it is being produced faster than it's being used up now. So that is actually working, which is amazing at this point. And that probably means that over here we will once again start to have, yes, there we go. We've got a few of the energy cells starting to come out now. So that's about the best we can hope for. All the machines are running, so that's as good as it gets. Right. Have I solved all the crises? I feel like this stream has basically been me going around fighting fires. Have I actually done anything new? I started off fixing up the copper for the science packs over there. Then I discovered there weren't enough of these batteries, so I expanded the battery production. And then it turned out there wasn't enough alumic acid and there wasn't enough alumic gas, and there wasn't enough crude olumite, and yeah, I don't think I've done anything apart from go around fixing crises like the coal mine over there, and which I've had to move. So we've run out of all the hydrocarbons, and also significantly expanded the processing of them up there. So that's been quite a lot of firefighting. I guess now, well, on one hand, I sort of want to let the factory run for a little while and try and catch up and make sure that I now have sufficient of stuff. So if you look down there, that steel belt is still... there's not very much steel on the steel belt, should we say. Also, the chevrons on the belt are moving faster than the items on it, even though the belt is moving steadily and solidly. That bothers me. Probably more than it should, but it does bother me. Anyway... yeah, so the point of this is the steel is looking a little bit thin as it goes through along here. I think there's some more steel being produced somewhere underground and being added to it over there. So this might not be all of the steel, but it is still a little bit. It looks like it's struggling a little bit. We've got a science pack over there that's playing catch up, but that's because we've not been making the batteries, the energized cells or whatever they're called, for a little while. So that's sort of fine and expected and understandable. The bus is catching up on pipe production. That's fine. I increased the amount of glass as well. So that was another crisis that I've sorted out this stream. There's been lots of things, lots of fixes that I've gone in and done. But also but nothing. I've not put in anything new today. I increased the number of mining drone craft I've got from 2 to 4. That was quite nice. So, what's next? That's the question. And assuming the factory is capable of getting back up to speed now, and we've got a sufficient supply of everything, then the next things are going to be building up more types of robots down here. So, probably approximately copying this build, but then replacing all of the all the farmer drone related bits and pieces along here with the next robot type. So build up some of those. And as we've got some torsos, but we seem to have run out of arms or legs, whichever one to put on first. I think it's arms. Arms for the poor. This belt is empty. There we go. Robot part. So, okay, the robot parts are a thing that we've traditionally struggled with a bit because they take a lot of resources. And yes, the steel is all disappearing into them. Maybe I'm going to need to make more steel, but as I say, we'll give the factory some time to sort of resettle itself and try and get to a new equilibrium. And then we'll go, yep, there's not enough steel. I'm probably going off and have to make some more of that. So over here, yes, we're going to make... There are a couple of drone types left to make that we haven't made yet, and there are definitely some more, at least another 2 big robot types that I'm going to want to build. So we'll be getting on with those at some point in the future. However, I do remember actually noticing that we don't have enough spaceship fuel being made, and that's going to be another olumite thing, of course. And that's the thing, we're shipping up to orbit to enable the ships to fly around without me having to actually buy any fuel from the rest of from anyone else, because I am quite tight and would like to do all this stuff locally myself. However, it turns out spaceship fuel takes a lot of different things. Is this going to be just put in another machine? Or are we then going to find that none of the inputs are going to be able to keep up? So we've got quite a lot of crushed coal coming through there. We've got the thermalite coming in here. So this is not ideal for expansion because, well, we've got the solid coming in here and then going straight into the machine rather than down the side of it. So I did not build this with expansion in mind. That said, there is a lane over here that I could run it down. But then where would I put the next machine? Could put another machine on top of it, but then you have to think about how you're going to... When you've got solids involved, it's much harder to get them up there. You either do spirals of ramps or you do freight elevators, neither of which is ideal, really. Making barrels over here, looks like there's a decent supply of them. What's this machine doing? Could I rip this out and replace it with another spaceship fuel production machine? Is it making plastic? stuff. Right, is it making black? It is making... Oh, liquid fuel. Right, so this is making the liquid fuel for that machine. So we can't pull this out, or it would just stop working. So that's not ideal. I think some further thought might be required on this. Maybe this is going to be something that I need to make again somewhere else on a bigger scale because, well, it's kind of crammed in there at the moment, and I didn't realise. I didn't think at the time about just how much of that I was going to need. Yeah, speed modules would be wonderful. As far as I'm aware, speed modules are not a thing in this game. Now, it's not the end of the world. I can still buy spaceship fuel from on the galactic market, but I've been trying not to do that. So, for example, all of the component, all the what's it called, construction material, that's the stuff. This stuff, the construction material that I need to expand my space station, is all being made down on the planet here. I'm not importing anything except for thermalite, which you can't get from this planet because it's basically money, as far as I can tell. It's some sort of weird money plastic thing that that I'm bringing in. That's the one I am bringing in from space, but everything else is coming from this planet, and I'm quite proud of that. Because if you look on the subreddit for the game or on the Discord server, a lot of people's factories are essentially a load of spaceship pads like this one that are bringing in resources that are bought from the space station, sticking them out into a load of assembly machines to make the little robot guys, and then going straight back into another spaceship port on the other side to take them away and sell them. And granted, that is a perfectly rational way of doing business. Very few real companies will go out, mine up their iron, smelt it into iron plates, and then make it into components and make it into robots and then sell those robots. But in a factory game, I feel like that's sort of the point. The point is that you go in and you go through all of those steps yourself. And so that's why I've been going off and finding my extra patches of coal and whatever way off in the distance and shipping them in rather than buying them from space. Because I don't know if it feels like cheating, but it definitely doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the way I like to play this sort of game. And so I've been doing everything with just the raw materials I found on this planet, with the exception of thermalite, which you can only bring in from space. But I'm sort of okay with that. So, speaking of the space station, hello space station. How have you been getting on in my absence? What have you got in storage? How are you doing with drones and products and things? Okay, so we're a little bit low on heavy duty transport bots. We're very low on planter drones. So that's something we're making, and on mining drones. Screen bots are okay. Light bots are okay. Again, I'm looking at this at a time when we've just had a massive resource crisis, so there's going to be some buffer refilling probably that we might want to look into. But the fact there's 0 planter drones is a little bit concerning. If we go over to the R&D lab, we can do some little bit more research. Some more researchers over here. Sure, why not? Let's level some stuff up. This is what happens when I neglect the space station for the entire stream. There is an enormous number of things available for upgrading all the way through here, but that's okay. It's not like it's urgent. It's just minor advantages to getting the upgrades. Right, so that's that. So yeah, at the moment we have plenty of construction material. It's nearly full. That's fine. We're not. Spaceship fuel canisters. This is what I was talking about. Not having any spaceship fuel, so we're having to buy that on the open market. But it does that automatically, so it's not too much of a problem. Resources. We've got 19 million thermalite. Fine. We're not bringing any other resources in, as I was just discussing. So things up here seem to be ticking over reasonably nicely. I have more money than some deities. However, if we then go off and look at the competition, we will see that my earnings and dominance and everything are woefully pitiful compared to everybody else. The next one up on the lifetime earnings, the next one up on weekly earnings is earning about 15 times, almost 15 times what I'm earning. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm going to realistically be able to do that before my computer melts. But we'll carry on expanding out, see how things go, and yeah, I don't know. I have market dominance of 209 compared to the leader of 55,000. So yeah, maybe they're on multiple planets. Maybe they have. I don't know, but I have paid off my debt, so that's quite nice. Sales charts. Okay, we saw a big dip in the transport bot sales. There's there's big dips all the way through here. This will be when my coal ran out, I suspect, and we were suddenly unable to make steel. Screenbots had a couple of dips. Maybe that was the glass problem, and then I finally fixed the glass problem, and then we had the coal problem. Same with drones, so planter drones, and combat drones. Actually, combat drones are still struggling. Let's go and have a look at those in a moment. Maintenance drone, farmer robots are struggling. Okay, that gives me a couple of things to go and look at least. I could go and poke on the galaxy map a little bit and set up some new routes, but while we're a bit short of robots, I think that's not the sensible thing to do. So it was the planter drones. That's these guys. We aren't making them as fast as we would like to. Is there a supply problem? There's only one machine running, so yes, there is. What? Oh, right, I'm looking at the wrong one. So this belt, this is the problem belt, and that is, flying robot engines. They come from over here, where we only have a few of the machines running, so presumably, yes, we have a supply shortage of the advanced components coming in here. So if we follow that one back, we can see that we are making them somewhere. Oh, no, let's look. Here we go. We're making them here. And we've got about half the machines working, so that is again a supply problem. Yeah, steel. So everything, it seems like everything comes back to steel. So I think that's going to be something. I think that's going to be the next thing to upgrade. So let's have a think about how to do that, and let's fly somewhere where it's a little bit quieter first. So if I sit myself over here, we can have a look at the map and the flowers in relative peace. So steel. Steel takes coal and iron ore. Now I'm wondering, can we do something clever with this? Now the easiest thing to do would be to tap another two iron mines down here and start pulling in the iron ore from there, processing it, bringing it up to making it into steel. And sending it into the steel production facility that we already have in here, maybe expanding them a little bit if necessary. The problem with that is I don't know whether the coal supply that we've got coming from that airport is going to be able to keep up, because there's going to be... Oh, true, the blast furnace might help with that. Might help a lot with that. That's a very good point, Regular. Yes, we might get some better efficiency out of that. So that's worth investigating. Another possibility is to come over here, and where we've got iron and coal, and start making loads and loads of steel here, and then I guess I'd probably then just run that on a really, really long belt back into the middle of the factory, and we'd have more steel coming in, and more steel is the correct amount of steel, I feel. Poetry unintentional. Could do a similar thing down here, but that's even further away. Or there's a vein mine of coal over here. That could be worth going off and tapping. Maybe putting in an aircraft and a processing facility. And there's no iron. Well, there's no iron very close by, but it could be pipe belted in. That's not too difficult. Have another iron production facility over here. This is the sort of point where I'm starting to think I would like to have trains and punch them. I could have a train-based underground train system, like in London. And there's a copper ore vein over there. That was actually the copper ore vein here that I've already tapped. I haven't seen an iron ore vein yet. That could be quite useful. Oh, there's one. So yeah, I could tap that. Yeah, so there's potential with these sort of things to get more iron and to get all the resources flowing around and hopefully get them all into the right places. But yes, as you say, I will eventually have the blast furnace, and that will make things. Maybe that will make things better. What does it tell me about it? It says highly efficient, so yeah, maybe. I'll need coked ignium. Great. Fine. So I guess that means the next thing to do is to make some more science labs and increase my rate of sciencing, because I seem to have more science packs than I know what to do with at the moment. So how do I make a science lab? If you were a lab, where would you be hiding? Science. Is it in the science section? It is in the science section. It's called a research server. There's no way I'd have found that. So I need a load of iron, a load of electronic components, a load of copper. Okay, these are all accessible things, so we can come down here, we can get some iron. And then go, I'd like one of those, please. And then we go, okay, you've run out of electronic components. I'd like another one anyway. Are we? Oh, we're making the electronic components from scratch. Fine. I'll grab some copper as well then. Because I'm going to need, I probably want about 5 or 6 of these, I suspect. It feels weird handcrafting stuff, especially handcrafting stuff with prereqs. I've not done that for a very long time. And electronic components, you're in here somewhere, yes. There you are. These are coming in a little bit more slowly because it's a slower belt. Hey Hydrogen, this is just a side gig at the moment. I mean, I would quite like to become a I would like my YouTube career to become an actual full-time job for me. But at the moment, it seems unrealistic, and I'm not quite brave enough to do the to just sort of throw in the day job and start doing it from as just and start doing it as a full-time career and see how it goes. But you never know. Yeah, it's good fun. I do enjoy doing it, but it certainly doesn't pay the bills. But then to be fair, I do only do 2 streams a week. Maybe if I streamed every day or something like that, then it would be better. I'm a tech author, so I write manuals for software mostly, and scripts for help videos and stuff like that, which is why I think some of my, particularly some of my Factorio tutorial videos have been so well received, because it is literally my job, and therefore it's something I am reasonably good at, if I do say so myself. But yeah, there's a few of those that seem to be generally considered to be very, very, very useful if you're starting off playing Factorio. I've not done any tutorials for other games though. I've not got quite as sort of into them, and to the point where I think these things need tutorials. Most games aren't quite as complex as Factorio. So, but then that's it. I guess there's not very many yellow sciences coming in. I'll have to look at that. I guess a lot of games that aren't, as I say, aren't as complex as Factorio, so they don't. But then some of my videos for, say, Foundry are perhaps. They're not quite tutorials, but they do cover how I've done things. And I talked at length about how the copy-paste system works, for example. The copy-paste system is a mod, in case you're wondering. So yeah, I talked at length about that, which would potentially make it quite a good tutorial if you needed to learn how to use it. Let's only put 1 in for now, because I'm going to need a little bit more foundation, and also to shoot this tree. Yeah, so basically the Factorio tutorials are pretty much me continuing my day job, just on a slightly more interesting and entertaining. Slightly more entertaining subject. And based. Right, there we go. We can now science significantly more sciencily than we could science before, except we can't because there isn't enough yellow science coming through. The other ones, there seem to be plenty of them. I think the red belts are going to be sufficient to feed them in at this sort of, even with the extra machines. Yes, they are. They've already stopped again. Right, let's go and have a look at yellow science. So, yellow science is being produced by these machines along here. There isn't really room for any more of these because, like a muppet, I decided to put them in over here on the end of the bus rather than putting them over in the science area. Not bus, mall. But that was because of the sort of things they required. Which I see. It always comes back to these little energy cell guys, doesn't it? This is always the problem. Well, actually, that said, the science machines are all running, and some of the batteries are getting through. So it is just about okay. However, this is still insufficient science being made. So I think the easiest way to improve this is going to be just to take some assembler 3s and drop in the upgrade like this. And that's going to give me an extra, I don't even know how much it's going to get me. So I've gone from a speed of 1.5 to a speed of 2. So it's only actually an extra third. but now we've got a nice colourful mall, so it's totally worth it. Also, we're now not going to have enough of these coming through. I can't upgrade these to fluid assembler 2s because, as far as I'm aware, there's no such thing. Maybe I should put in another floor. The glass is flowing in merrily at about. I was going to say the glass is flowing in steadily, but it seems to be sufficient. Yeah, there we go. It stopped. There is enough glass. And enough. Oh, some of the machines have stopped. There are not enough electronic components. Okay. I guess these. What are you guys doing? You're making green circuits. We don't need to make green circuits. That's not a thing. We're doing that elsewhere now. We don't do that here. So I guess that means then I copy this and we make more electronic components, and that's going to help a little bit. So it's time for copy paste again. We would like to select an area from here to here, and I might need to do some funny business with copy paste afterwards. So we're putting in some bits and pieces afterwards. All right, we'll come to what have I done? Okay, there we go. So, confirm, copy and place. Before I do a paste, actually, I'm going to remove that, and that, and that, and that, because that's not what, again, they were part of the green circuit production. Right, and then we can do a pull like that, and confirm paste, and boom, there we go. Oh, and I could upgrade these, actually, to greens as well. So now, is any of this happy? So we are outputting onto here. Yeah, that's working. And you are building those up, but you're not able to output. So I think we need another one of those in there. And we need that to be an output. Yes, there we go. So that's going to boost the amount of electronic components we're making by 50%. That's not bad. And hopefully that's going to be enough to scare. Yeah, there we go. We've now got some electronic components coming onto this machine, so hopefully that should now kick in. While I'm at it, and while I'm thinking going around just upgrading everything I can to green assemblers, let's do that. There we go. They've got the color matching, the color order thing done nicely in this game. So red belts and red assemblers are both tier 1. Then then yellow belts and yellow assemblers are tier 2. Green belts and green assemblers are tier 3. So that's done nicely. Tier 2 crushers seem to be green though. So maybe that's saying this is as good as this is a tier 3 machine, but you didn't even need to make a tier 2 first. Aren't you lucky? I don't know. Yeah, this seems to now be, we've got 4 machines making them at a slightly... Oh no, I doubled it. I've gone from 2 machines making them to 4 machines making them, with 1 to 2 machines making the cables that go in as the intermediate. Right, so yeah, we've now got enough of those. So all these machines are now running, which means we're going to have still a pathetically small number of the energy cells coming out, but still, it's a step in the right direction. Actually, that's quite a healthy number coming out there in a stream. I guess it's because all of the machines finished all the machines are all sort of kind of in sync with each other, so they all finish at basically the same time, and we get a flood of the energy cells pouring out like this, and then it stops for however long it is until we make some more. Which is not that long a recipe. Still not entirely happy with this, but there are so many things going into it that putting it somewhere else is going to be tricky. So we've got the copper. Actually, it's copper for this. Then it's acid and iron and glass. Is that everything? Yeah, iron, copper, glass, and acid. It's not too bad. I could make them somewhere else. I need to get the acid out of this area, which is just running a pipe, of course. But yeah, and then I could build it off the bus in a larger quantity somewhere if I could find a convenient space for it. He's just spinning around idly, going, where is there space? Now, obviously, actually, there's always space everywhere because it's a 3D game. You can build up and down and roundabout, and there's always room to put more stuff out there. The question is where, and then how to finagle the belts into positions. And if I go in here, for example, I run into the underground coal belt, and there's always issues with that sort of thing. BB-8 down there is getting very excitable. He's always like that. Or I go off further backwards over here and add to my, because my petrochem area has sort of expanded out from being a little block here to then expanded out for things I need lots of, like CPUs and plastic in that area, and that was something. This was something important, but I've forgotten what. Oh, this was the acid, wasn't it? So then all these blocks have sort of spread out from behind here. But when they're a new build, or there aren't that many different things going into it, or it's just a pipe that you run out there, it's not that big a deal. But then when you need to run 4 different inputs in, it's a little bit more annoying to then shift it off to somewhere else. There is a lot of space, of course, because there's an infinite amount of it. We're playing in an infinite world, but it's the logistics and the hassle of getting things out there that's tricky. And as we see now, this machine has now run out of the battery things, presumably, because they're all getting schnaffled up by all of the other machines. So we're not making any science in the last machine. So this is as fast as we can make science at this point. And then those science packs come up over here, and we go, yeah, that's still woefully inadequate. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered putting in more science labs, because I don't think it's actually helped. How far is this one going to get along before it disappears? That far. Yeah, so we're only running on to about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, borderline notes whether it's worth it or not. And of course, this is like so many other factory games. Every research you do uses all of the packs before, and then some new ones. And even the ones that don't require all the science packs still require yellow. So there's no point in doing these researches at the moment, especially as this is the ones I'm most excited about. Now, I could cancel the pump jack efficiency research. I have a feeling, and I don't know how to justify this, but I have a feeling that you lose any progress you've made. I'm not so sure about this. If anyone actually knows for sure, then please let me know. But if I knew that I wasn't going to lose it, I'd be very tempted to cancel that and then move over to this one, because that's only 50 and that one's only 3. That one's 300, which is still quite a lot, but it's not as many as the pump jack's 500. They're also fast. Oh no, that's a longer science pack as well. So actually, for this one, having all those extra labs is going to be useful. So swings and roundabouts. Yeah. So I think at the moment it's just there's my limiting factor is still those little battery guys. I think I'm going to need to expand that, but I don't think there's time to do that today because it is quarter to 12 now, and I feel like this is probably going to be quite a good time to finish because I think I've gone around, I've solved many crises. I've solved all the. I feel like I've solved all of the input crises, all the raw resource crises that we had. So that was oil and coal and glass. Well, stone for glass. And was there something else? Or was that it? I think that might have been it. And the new oil mine off that way, the new coal mine way off that way. And then everything else has been coming through and boosting production of things like the alumic acid, which all of these things have been going towards trying to make more of these damn battery things. Although at least it's mostly backed up along the belt that goes down to the robots, and you can see them really obvious because they glow, really obviously because they glow in the dark. And then it's just so all the ones that are being produced now are going into the science production over here. It's just not enough. I'm gonna need to expand this, and I think that is going to be a big job for next week. So let's add that to my to-do list. What are they called? They're energy cells, aren't they? Or at least if I call them energy cells, then I'm going to know what I'm talking about. Glass has been done, so cross that off the list. Solar solar is an ongoing thing. I keep adding more and more and more to that, and it's enough for a while, and then it sort of stops being enough, and I don't really know. And then I steal some of it to go somewhere else. And for some reason, making solar panels requires these energy cells as well, which is a little bit weird. I can see them being needed for the batteries, but having them needed for the solar panels, that's a bit strange. So it's 11:15 game time. We can look at the grid stats. We can see up here the batteries are still only about half charged, so we don't have enough solar to get the batteries up to full charge during the day, I reckon. The big question is what's powering the factory at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll have a quick look at that after I've done the rest of my outro. Because yes, I think it is going to be about bedtime now. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. It's been, I think it's been, I feel like I've not had any sort of massive leaps forwards. I've not gone off and built any new things, any new types of things, but I have fixed up a load of things that have been running out and made the fact, and in a way it's done sort of new techniques with some of the builds, and in this, or gone off and set up new mines in various places, and that's been quite nice. And then I've expanded out the alumic acid production over here, and tweaked a few things here and there to get more stuff flowing through the factory. So it's been a sort of, it's not been a going out and building up masses of new builds, new robots, selling new things and that sort of stuff. But there's been definite progress in there. No, I think I probably won't AFK because the steel is, the steel will do as the steel does. Let's have a look at that, see how it seems to be getting on. Yeah, it's still trickling along the belt here. I think I do need to do some expansion on that. And to be honest, if I AFK for too long, I'll probably find another mine runs out or something like that. So it'll be rather counterproductive. Oh, but look, the coal's nice and backed up down there now in that hole, so that's going well. So yeah, I think more steel. Yes, let's write that on the list too. Steel. But yes, I shall be back next Wednesday at 8 PM as usual to continue with the factory. We'll hopefully get those blast furnaces up and running next week and see how that works. See how they work, and if they do allow me to get a lot more resource out for my inputs. And I'll be trying to expand this production system here, and I don't really know how I'm going to do that. Probably by doing it somewhere else, I think. Finding somewhere else, taking the glass off somewhere else. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tangle, but I'll find somewhere nicer to put it, and then maybe even be able to demolish this and free up a little bit of space around here in the spaghetti. There'll be videos coming out tomorrow and Friday, and I think this week, if you're a non-supporter, I believe you get a Factorio video on Thursday and a Foundry video on Friday, and I think it's the same for supporters as well. They're getting next week's videos a week early as a thank you for being a supporter. So that's Twitch subscribers, YouTube members, Ko-Fi donators, basically anyone who's throwing money at me. Say thank you. Gets early access to the videos a week early. Say thank you for that. They'll be coming out Thursday, Friday. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on those as they come out. And I'll be back again on Monday as well at 7:30, so slightly earlier, for some more Factorio Planetary Pioneers. That's the one we've got 5 players, and we have more than 20 planets, more than 30 science packs, and we're heading off to a brand new planet. Well, actually, I headed off there at the end of the last stream. Just go, oh look, it's blue and it's full of goo. But we have made it off to the planet of Cubium, and so we'll be investigating that and seeing what we can do with all of the different types of goo once we get out there. Right, it is 1:15 game time. That is still slightly earlier than I wanted it to be when I went and checked on the batteries again. But let's have a look anyway and see what's going on. Grid stats. Batteries are about 45%. We haven't had any of the turbines kick in yet, but I suspect when that gets down to 40%, some of them are going to. And that's probably why we haven't run out of power, which does mean we are still burning the coal from this patch over here, which is a bit of a shame. I do wish that the game would tell you how much ore was in a patch. So if you mouse over it, it should say, because at that size, I'm pretty sure that size is the original size before you started abusing it. It'd be nice if it said this patch contains, even if it was just sort of 50 cubes or 120 cubes, and it doesn't tell you how much actual ignium you're going to get out of that. Or even it could say this patch contains 2.3 million igniums. That'd be great too. But something that tells you how much is left in there and also allows you to compare the various different patches around the planet would be rather nice. Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. I am trying to stop talking, which I'm not very good at, as you've probably noticed. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I said, so you don't miss out on the videos as they come out, and also on the next couple of streams on Monday and Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh yes, thank you, Regular. Yes, good night everyone, and Regular included. And yes, if you're watching on Twitch, please stick around. I will go and find somebody to raid, because that's always a nice thing to do. Raid, let's see. Is there anyone playing Foundry? That's the first question, because I feel like if you've come along to watch my stream, there's a decent chance you're a fan of Foundry. So going off to find somebody else playing it would be quite nice. Oh yes, there is. Oh, it's Twisted Crash again. We raided him last week, and he seemed like a nice guy. So let's go and give him a poke again. So we will be raiding in about 10 seconds, because Twitch gives you a countdown. And yeah, please go along, say hi to him, and enjoy his stream as well. And I'll see you on Monday, and of course the videos on Thursday and Friday. Bye bye.